bird's eye view of ECR Stadium in Woodland Hills, California. It's homecoming for the Royals of El Camino Royale as they host the Taft Toreadors. Last year's game went down to the wire. ECR won it in the final 15 seconds, 37-32. Hello, everybody. My name is Randy Rosenblum, set to call the play-by-play. This is the rivalry game. It's also the West Valley League opener for both sides. Both teams are coming off of victories in their last outing, so they've built up momentum. ECR is a slight favorite at home, but Taft is coming in here with a lot of confidence after a big win against University. We work with our buddy tonight, Darren Preston. Darren, you've seen ECR. You'll look at Taft for the first time, and we all know about Taft's star. He's a good one. He's a legend. He's Legend Wilson.
Yes, Legend Wilson is a guy that's going to fly all over the field every time he's out there. You might get a similar game as to what you had last year. Remember, Randy, these two teams are vastly improved in these last couple of weeks. Taft has gotten past 30 points 2 out of the last 3 games. Yeah, this is going to be a very good ball game. Both offenses right now are clicking.
ECR's last game was a huge win over Dimely. They blew him out, and the wide receiver Jaden Williams beat Dimely over the top twice, 2 60-yard touchdowns.
Yeah, racking up all sorts of yards. Another multi-purpose player. Again, a very improved team, both offensively and defensively. I'm interested to see tonight which defensive front gets to the quarterback. I think that team is going to have the best chance to win.
And I know you were impressed with the very fine quarterback play of Arturo Acevedo of ECR.
He can beat you with his feet. He can beat you in the air. Really slings it. And he's improved after each game he's been out there. Great quarterback battle tonight, both sides. Swinson as well for Taft.
It should be a fun game. Now, we had an opportunity to chat with the coaches just moments ago. First, Darren chats with Jason Sabalik of the Royals.
Coach, thanks for joining us. Homecoming tonight. What does homecoming mean to you, and particularly when it comes to the Battle of Woodland Hills?
Well, it's a phenomenal evening, and anytime we can get a homecoming game at home for the first time in 3 years, it's really exciting. It's really electric, especially when you get a chance to play a league rival like Taft, who over the course of, I'd probably say, the better half of 50 years going on here, that Taft and El Camino have played for the pride of Woodland Hills.
How has it come to be that El Camino Real has been so dominant in this series going back the last 7 years?
You know, Taft has gone through quite a few head coaching changes over the last few years. We've had a really close relationship with those staffs over the years, and the turnover has really affected the continuity of their program quite a bit. And so with that being said, it's now back in stable hands, and so it's kind of gone back and forth. They also have their own 7-game win streak in the early part of the 2000s and going into the 2010s. And so their longest was 7 on the trophy, and our longest now is 7 on the trophy. So that's the longest running win streak.
Can you talk to us a little bit about the last 2 weeks? Now, the bye week, right,
Yes.
and the week before the victory. So the team, nice to get a win, but what did you work on, let's say during the bye week? You had an extra week to prepare for this.
You know, we really just went back to the basics. We tackled, we ran pursuit drills, we pushed the sled, we just worked and did some blue-collar work, fixed some of the things that we needed to fix from the experiences and the losses that we've endured. But we've been getting better every week, and it's really exciting to see a team now that has a week's worth of rest coming into a game which, you know, once again, the rivalry game all goes out the window. Records go out the window. We have coaches that coached on their side that we coached with in the last couple of years, and a player of ours that played for them in the last couple of years. So it's a fun little rivalry. It's a great game, and it's exciting nonetheless.
Coach, thank you so much.
Thanks for having me.
All right. We are here with head coach for Taft, Thomas Randolph. Coach, thanks for joining us. And just talk about this rivalry. Now you've been on both sides of it coming over. You worked, I believe, some defense here at Elko. And how were things then, and how are things now for you?
Yeah, it's full circle for me now, being back on this field. This is the first time I've been on this field since I stopped coaching here. Being on that other sideline's different. It's 04 to 08, so there's a lot of differences. I did JV offense and some defensive stuff for varsity back then, so to be back on this field with my guys representing Taft after 4 years is a big moment.
Well, Taft for sure is improving. 2 out of the last 3 games now, the team has surpassed 30 points, had the nice win over Uni by 10. So just what has gotten better, in your opinion, on each side of the ball?
It's our discipline. You know, we start off the season, I'm the 4th coach in 4 years, so asking guys to buy in again takes some time. But they bought in, and now it's just a work in progress. Every week we've gotten better, and that's when I think we get to that 2 wins out of 3 weeks is making sure that they're showing up every day, ready to learn, ready to go, and it's starting to prove it on the field.
And Legend Wilson is flying all over the place, right? And you got a really nice connection now between Swinson and Gardner that seems to be working. So just those 2 dynamics for you.
Yeah, weapons everywhere. You know, Legend's a guy that's been with me for 4 years at Taft, so full circle for him too. And Nathan Swinson is an all-around leader. So having a guy with an arm like Nathan, Dakota's been a 2-year varsity guy, and Legend Wilson's been Legend Wilsoning since he got to Taft. So it's really fun to see.
Well, El Camino Real has had Taft's numbers these last few years. So what does Taft need to do tonight to change that around?
You know, I go back to that discipline word. I feel like most of the time for us, it's about us. And focusing on the other team hasn't been our strong suit. But when we lock in and we're really worried about our own X's and O's and our own discipline and our own execution, we usually come out seeing what we want from our team.
Coach, thanks so much.
I appreciate it. Thanks for having me.
Back to you, Randy.
All right, thank you, Derek. Gorgeous evening. Oh, it's hit lovely in Woodland Hills tonight. It's still warm. Earlier in the week, we thought we might have temperatures reaching to 100 degrees, but that didn't happen. Fortunately, it's going to be about 75 at kickoff. And you see the new uniforms for ECR. They came out with the black uniforms, kind of stunned this homecoming crowd. There's a big crowd here. Their names are on their back. These unis, Darren, are big time.
They are. This is a big-time game. You know, let's not forget, these 2 schools are separated by a grand total of 5, exactly 5 miles from one another. And you know what that means? That means people know each other all over the place. You know, it's you grow up together, families know each other, these football players know each other. This is the game. If there is one game on your regular season calendar that you want to circle, if you're either of these teams, this is it. Battle of Woodland Hills. Temperatures are in the high 70s. It is a wonderful night.
Our lead official is Curtis Winston. He's been around for a long time. And these teams, there he is, Curtis, and they're excited about this football game here in Woodland Hills. And again, last year, the contest went right down to the wire. A Harris touchdown aerial in the final 15 seconds won it for ECR as the captains come to the middle of the field. Rafa Ortiz, number 19, we didn't talk about him earlier, a gifted wideout, averages about 5 catches a game for the Royals, has that great ability to get open. And when we were talking to the head coach of Taft High School, he was very concerned about Rafa. He knew that he was very talented and can get open at just about any time. And with his hands, he never drops the football.
Right. He's also a 2-way threat. Very good linebacker in his time here as well.
Number 8 there for Taft is outstanding. He's a 2-way player. Dakota Garner, one of the leaders, has a couple interceptions already this year. The red and blue normally, but tonight it's the red against the black with a little bit of blue sprinkled in as well as the official gives them the instructions before the coin flip. Great anticipation here.
Yeah, this place is packed. Homecoming, a fireworks show before the game today, and we'll have another one at halftime. And again, we'll see. Let's take a look at the head coach for El Camino Real. But I really think one of the biggest keys tonight is how well the front can get to the quarterback and put some pressure and really get in there and pressure the quarterback. Last year's game was very exciting. I think you might get another explosive night tonight.
Yeah, Nathan Swinson is a very solid QB. His coach Thomas Randolph talks about his great leadership He's a tremendous student, a 4.0 guy, has a tremendous arm. He's thrown for nearly 800 yards. And when you think of Taft, they can really throw the football. And let's start with Nathan Swinson. And he's got good wide receivers. And again, Legend Wilson will be all over the field. And again, when we talk about ECR, I know you're very high on the junior quarterback, Arturo Acevedo.
Yeah, so this because there's multiple ways he can beat you. That's what makes him so dangerous. He can create plays with his feet. You got to get some good blocks, and that's one of the things I know that's been focused on in practice, especially this bye week. Just try to create with your feet and get some good blocks on each side of the line.
El Camino won the toss and deferred. So it's probably going to be Taft electing to take the football here, and they will. So we'll look at that Toreador offense. And you mentioned it on the pregame. ECR's won 7 straight earlier this century. Taft won 7 in a row, so chance for ECR to ease in front and have the longest winning streak in this rivalry. And they're playing for a trophy. It's the 101 Classic, as you have the aerial view of ECR Stadium. And this is the biggest crowd we've seen here in a couple of years. They are packed in tonight, and it's lovely weather. It's cooled off dramatically from the afternoon. And you can come. You don't have to use a coat. You can sit back and relax and enjoy the game. We're outdoors tonight. It's lovely, isn't it?
Yeah, absolutely. And last time we were here, it was a good 20 or so degrees warmer than this. So, welcome weather. Finally, I would say, considering all the heat we have had these last few months out here in the 818.
Connor Bailey will kick off for ECR. 6 foot, 210-pound senior. Also does the punting. Legend Wilson is back deep, number 15. He's the guy they want to handle the football.
These rivalry games always come down to limiting your mistakes. Whichever team does that best going to have the best chance to win, and Taft feels like this is their best opportunity to snap that lengthy losing streak they have of 7 straight against ECR.
Wesley Parvizi, who's also a running back, will see a lot of action tonight. He's also joined Legend Wilson, getting set for the return, and the 101 Classic is about to begin. So thrilled you're with us on LA36. Bailey with a short kick. That pooch kick. And it's returnable for Karan. And they say it's a fair catch. He signaled for the fair catch and started to run, but ball's dead at that point. And that's where the Toreadors will start. And we'll take a look at their quarterback, Nathan Swinson. We also may hear from Curtis Winston first. Nope, he didn't throw the flag. You're not allowed to run after you call the fair catch.
By the way, you notice those flags are pink tonight. That is because of Breast Cancer Awareness Month. In case both teams need to limit mistakes, and that includes penalties, of course.
We'll spot him at the 30-yard line. Last year was a shootout. What will develop tonight? Karan in motion. Legend Wilson hit for no gain. Filtering through for ECR was Mason Lewis.
It's about what ECR has to do tonight. Get in there that quick, and they're going to be successful if they do. Take a look at some of the key stars for the Toreadors of Taft. Swinson and Gardner have really been connecting. Offensively, Gardner, the two-way player. Legend Wilson, pretty much anything he wants to play.
Defensive guys, Taylor Garcia and Medina, come up big normally for the Toreadors. Second down, we'll call it 9. Swinson to the air. Not a whole lot there. Reeled in by Karan, but they're all over him. Pesqueda, number 15, with the stop, and it's going to bring up 3rd down and about 5 to go for Taft High School. And I'll tell you this, early on, El Camino is flying to the football.
They absolutely are, and great coverage there as Taft had trips to the right, and they end up hitting their slot man, Eric Karan. But yes, great pursuit, and first couple downs already. ECR on defense doing a nice job. One more to go to get off the field.
3rd and 5. Wilson trapped in his backfield, cannot turn the corner, and he's blasted and hit hard by Shane Bogan.
And that's the best already, the best defensive series we have seen from El Camino Real in quite a while to start the game. And Taft did not even have the ball for 2 minutes, just 3 and out. All 3 times they were able to get in there and get to the ball. Take a look at the pursuit here against Legend Wilson. You had 3 Elko guys around Wilson.
Bocaz with that motor really disrupted the play. Kagwa. So it'll be excellent field position for the Royals. They're going to start in Taft territory. Just across the 50, inside the 45. They're going to place it down at the 44-yard line. And didn't the defense of ECR tilt the field?
It's one of the keys to this game. Take a look at some of the key players for the Royals. Got a really good quarterback in Arturo Acevedo. Jaden Williams, multi-dimensional player. Very fast, makes people miss. Got a very good running back as well in Adrian Walker.
And the leading receiver, Rafa Cortez. First down, 44-yard line of the Toreadors. Acevedo with that hard count brings Taft offside.
Offsides against the defense. That'll be 5 yards.
And again, both coaches have preached discipline.
First and 5.
They weren't disciplined on that first offering on the Taft side. First and 5 for ECR. The 101 Classic, prominently displayed on our scoreboard.
Early opportunity here for the Royals. You got a 3 and out to start the game. And now you got excellent field position, chance for an early statement.
This looks like a sideline warning on ECR. They wanted to get a closer view. Well, we'll try it again. 9:45 left. A little bit of a choppy beginning to this one. Rick Hayashida, the offensive coordinator of the Royals. First and 5. And you see those names displayed. That's a first here at ECR, and they're excited about it. Crowd really got a charge out of these new unis when they came on the playing surface. And once again, a large throng here. The battle for Woodland Hills supremacy. Walker. Adrian Walker. First down yardage. Punched out of bounds after a nice gain by Darius Taylor.
Yeah, that's an excellent job by Walker getting to the edge. Got help from his right tackle. Nice block getting around that to that edge. Let's take a look. There's Walker, and there's that nice block that helped him get there.
Block was from Michael Betosh. Walker coming off a 100-yard plus game against Dimely. Goes into that front wall down to the 27-yard line.
Tackle was made by number 46.
Adam Karchmer with the stop, the middle linebacker, a 5'11", 200-pound junior. 3 minutes into the opening quarter, and a positive start for Acevedo's offense. They're moving the football. El Camino Real 1-4 on the season, the victory over Dimely, but they're improving every week. They had the bye after the win, and they're very confident coming in here tonight. A little miscommunication there, but Walker able to stabilize the play, head forward, and pick up a couple yards in the grasp again of Darius Taylor.
Love how Elko's keeping the ball on the ground right now. Kind of a smash mouth effort his last couple of plays. And, of course, using the clock to their advantage, ball control.
Adrian comes off the field. It's a deep running back room for ECR. Adrian was banged up earlier in the year. He's close to 100% now after the bye week. 4 minutes in, ECR threatening, but they're looking at 3rd down and 5. Cagua runs the football, and he's short of the necessary yardage. Dropped by Oscar Garcia, a very fine defensive end.
I would have to believe the Royals are keeping the offense on the field here.
Oscar Garcia, one of the leaders on defense for the Toreadors. Works in the weight room, built his body up in the offseason. 4th down and 2 to go.
Sticks are right at the 20.
Genovese, number 2, the big fullback in that backfield. Acevedo throwing the ball on 4th down. He's got Williams for a 1st down and a touchdown.
And that's exactly what Jaden Williams does. He makes people miss. All you got to do is find a way to get the ball to him. In that case, Acevedo didn't have to do anything but lob it to him. And he gets to that 2nd level, makes one man miss. Next thing you know is in the end zone.
So the Royals get the defensive stop, get excellent field position, and go 44 yards for the touchdown, culminated by the pass. Acevedo to the red-hot Jaden Williams. Bailey for the extra point. And again, Taft comes offside. You think about going for 2 here?
Defense.
You know, it's a tough question. I think I'm still going to go for 1.
Well, they're bringing the offense on. They're going to go for 2.
All right. Well, obviously a closer try, but what a start. Even if he does not get this, what a start. You get the 3 and out to start the game. You get the field flipped in your favor, and then a nice, and just an incredible drive on the ground.
They need to stop the clock. As you can see, the clock is running.
Only time they threw the ball. Go to Williams for the score.
They go for 2 points. They're going to throw it again. That's easy. Cagua with the 2-point conversion. And Acevedo on the rollout is accurate. 8-0 ECR. Taft, again, their coach talked about discipline. Couple penalties hurt their squad.
And a missed tackle right here. Number 12 for Taft. Sam Berger missing that. Just got to be able to tackle a little bit lower. He gets him around the waist and just not able to wrap up. And, of course, no pursuit as well. So Taft has to get it together again when they get the football here and kind of get organized now offensively.
8-0 El Camino Royale. About 30 seconds burned off the clock that shouldn't have been taken off the clock. They had that clock running during the extra point. Connor Bailey again with that pooch kick. Another fair catch brought in by Karan. There is a flag out.
That was in when that player went around. There was no longer 4.
And both these teams have had trouble with penalties
That's
this
an
year.
illegal
We've seen the
formation.
flag early here in Woodland Hills.
Hey, that player went around
Curtis
here.
Winston will
and made
sort it out for
on the other
us.
side of the kicker. That's an illegal formation. So we're gonna go back 5 yards on these guys. You gotta get their signal. Illegal formation. No, he's gotta have 4 on the other side of the kicker. He's got a 4 and 4. He came in.
Gotta have 4.
When the ball's kicked, you gotta have 4 on that side of the kicker.
Still not sure what's going
Yeah,
on.
he's gonna have to re-kick it.
Flag was definitely thrown, just not quite understanding the short kicks.
Yeah, there.
Seems to be confusion on both sides right now. Why they're taking him off the field, I don't know. Now they're saying to the kicking unit of El Camino, you can go back out there. We're going to go back and take a look at that 2-point conversion on the throw to Cagua.
The rollout, Acevedo, and again, nice completion there for the 2-point conversion on a short try. So far, Taft, the mistake-prone team, 2 penalties, a missed tackle.
Yeah, there's obviously the flag on ECR. That's why they're going to kick it again from the 35. I didn't see any indication of a penalty, but obviously there was one. They probably were offside. Here's a good look at Connor Bailey.
Like to see him really kick the ball deep. I don't. I've seen some short kicks in recent weeks.
And another short one. That was not a replay. It's Caron. Another fair catch. Eric Caron. He has 17 catches on the year, so he's sure-handed. It does give Toreadors advantageous field position. Down 8, very early.
Yeah, I mean, if it's me, if your guy can't get the ball far down the field, maybe at least try to get something on the ground. And a lot of things obviously can happen when the ball goes on the ground and takes a bunch of different movements, and that way you can generate some better field position than this.
They will split Legend Wilson wide to the left side. A.J. Sims is the setback that's in for Taft. And we're set, ready to play. ECR shut them down the first time they had the football. Garner, the motion man. That ball's on the ground. Not a clean exchange. ECR football. You bring the new running back in, A.J. Sims, and he missed the handoff with Nathan Swinson.
There's also a flag down.
Like Genovese recovered it. Become quite a linebacker here.
And we're not imagining these things. There were flags being thrown here, but maybe it was picked up.
First down at the 37-yard line, and a golden opportunity for ECR to build on their 8-0 advantage. Still better than 5 minutes remaining, opening quarter. Acevedo had to pick that one up off the ground, and he's going to lose yardage. Let's go back to the turnover, the fumble from Taft.
Well, yeah, just the connection there just didn't happen. And again, Elko doing a nice job in the penetration right through the line to be able to recover that fumble. That is obviously a connection issue between quarterback and running back.
It was A.J. Sims and Swinson after Sims just entered the ball game. Second down play for Acevedo, who's throwing it accurately. Williams again. First down, ECR. That connection hot early.
Yes, it is, and Williams had to wait just a very split second for it. But again, you don't have to, if you're Acevedo, you don't have to do a whole heck of a lot when you got Jaden Williams on the field. Seems like he'll do most of the work.
The Royals look very crisp, very sharp.
Take another look. Acevedo's pass is to him. A nice ball out there. Just had to stop in his tracks just for that brief moment, but it worked.
ECR looking to capitalize on the turnover. Walker bouncing outside. inside the 10-yard line. Excellent run from Adrian Walker. This one's coming back, though, an infraction against ECR.
Yeah, the flag.
From here. Original line of scrimmage. Original line.
Hold there.
Blindside block number 54. You can't do that out here, bro.
Flag is
I told you
sitting
the
right
center
about
line.
where
Look for
that holding call would have been.
No.
Number
Got a
22.
personal foul.
And let's see.
Blindside block number 54 on the offense. 15 yards. Replay. First down.
It is on ECR.
It's a 15-yard penalty.
15-yard infraction. First down, ECR. They'll replay the down. Walker lost it. Taft jumping in. They think they might have it. Officials say no. Apparently there might be another flag down. I didn't see the flag, but you saw that marker come up. Oh, no penalty as far as I can tell. ECR very fortunate to get the ball back. Very sloppy sequence here with both teams putting the ball on the ground. Clock running inside of 3 minutes to play in the quarter. Second down and very long. They need 21 yards. Acevedo to the air. Williams is wide open. Wilson knocked it away at the very last moment. What a play by Legend Wilson. It looked like Williams had a certain TD.
Yeah, perfect player to be on Williams there, because this is an athlete for Taft who can play in all areas of the field. Legend Wilson, and this ball is underthrown. If it's out in front of Williams, it's 6 points. Now it's a good ball. It's out there. It's high. He's got to wait. He's got to look back. And, you know, we've seen balls like that be picked off, right, because they're so short. So he just had to wait for it.
Obviously, Legend playing both sides of the ball and matched up with Williams in a great matchup. Those are our two featured guys. Acevedo under the gun is tackled from behind, and down he goes. The sack from Aaron Sharifi.
Oscar Garcia also there to assist, another two-way player. But yeah, I'll tell you, Taft really buckling down here on defense, as ECR again started out with really good field position, but Taft got some pursuit in there as well. He's got some pressure on the quarterback, and had a nice play from Legend Wilson down the field.
It's a huge stop for the Toreadors. They're down 8-0. David Molina, the backup quarterback, is the punter for ECR. Looking to pin the Toreadors deep in their own territory. Should be a very effective punt. Does get a Taft bounce. So they'll be outside their 20-yard line when they start this drive, with a $1:32 to play in the opening quarter at ECR Stadium. A Jaden Williams touchdown reception for ECR and a 2-point conversion on a throw to Gagwa. Difference in the ball game. 8-0. Taft so far not able to get untracked offensively. This Toreador team has scored over 30 points in 2 of their last 3 outings. And this quarterback, Nathan Swinson, can air it out. Draw play. And again, ECR's front controlling the line of scrimmage. No running room there at all. Rushing upfield was number 21, A.J. Sims again.
If you're an El Camino fan, that is a welcome sight, stopping the run.
Just a gain of 1 for Sims, second down and 9. Toreadors, no first downs here in this opening quarter. Turned it over once. A missed exchange. Swinson and Sims. See what they can muster up here on second down and long. Swinson to the air. Throws it behind Wilson. Dances that sideline beautifully. And Legend, when there wasn't much there, able to do some nice things.
We have 2 separate penalties on this play, and Taft might be fortunate to be able to keep the ball here. That was behind the receiver. Those types of passes can be a disaster.
And again, these teams, their issue has been with discipline, with the flags. Both coaches feel if they can clean up their act, they'll walk out of here with a W tonight.
Okay, we have a personal foul. Roughing the passer, number 13. That one's refused. We have a personal foul, grasping the mask on the defense. That'll be enforced in that spot 3 times. From the end of the run.
That is the best possible scenario for Taft on that outcome. Both penalties going against the defense and a pass that just. And Legend Wilson had to reach out behind him.
Oh, I thought it was offsetting, so they were both against
yes, and that's
ECR.
If you're a Taft fan, that could not have worked out any better than that.
Yeah, that'll take it out all the way up to the 48-yard line. Again, you talk about infractions, and that'll hurt ECR. And it hurts them here, and it gives field position to the Toreadors. Swinson looking to throw the football. That's excellent secondary coverage. Wilson again the target, but they had the proverbial blanket all over him. Second down and 10. Junior quarterback, so they can build around him. I know Coach Thomas Randolph is very high on his signal caller. Loves his IQ, loves the fact that he's a 4.0 student, willing to learn. Has tremendous leadership skills. And when you talk to Thomas about his quarterback, he just speaks volumes about how he's a great leader. You can see how he communicates with his players.
And he loves the fact that he's been able to coach some of these guys for quite a few years now. So they've come together and
Genovese all over this play. Number 2, able to slip in there and just derail the play.
Please buy Kingdom t-shirts at the entrance to support Student Council.
Final seconds of the opening quarter. This quarter's going to conclude with an 8-0 lead for Elko. Impressive football. Too many flags, but let me tell you, ECR was impressive.
Yeah, especially that first series on defense. Got the ball back, wasted very little time putting it in the end zone. Did a nice job on the ground, and then got it to one of their star players for the touchdown, Jaden Williams. A couple mistakes for each team since then, but first quarter definitely played better by the Royals.
Taft has to find an offense. They have not been able to solve the defense of El Camino Real. Of course, we saw the Royals here against North Hollywood a few weeks ago, and their defense played fairly well. They lost a 14-0 game to an undefeated Husky team, and you could see fun night on homecoming in Woodland Hills. Literally dancing in the aisle.
That's what it's all about.
Well, they have the perfect night. Short sleeve weather, temperatures in the 70s. Fun evening. Great pictures tonight from our LA36 crew. The 101 Classic. There's Noe Duran, the defensive coordinator of El Camino Real. We're going to meet him at halftime. He's a firecracker. He's a guy that very engaging, and he will put his players in the right position on defense, and he communicates with his guys. A third down for Taft as we begin the second quarter. Toreadors right now, Jared, just don't have anything going.
Got to establish a run. You get the ball. start taking control of the field, the clock and all that, and that'll open up some other things. But yeah, you're right. I mean, right now, El Camino Real is just a split second quicker to the ball through 12 minutes of play than Taft. And it's nice to see, though, both teams are, with each passing week, they have been better at what they're trying to accomplish on the field. As now we get to the league games and so forth.
Yeah, this is the night where the league season begins. Just mentioned North Hollywood. They have their crosstown rivalry game with Grant tonight. They've already built a huge lead there behind their great running back, Omar Mohammed. Early in that game, it's 20-0 the Huskies. So that's building on the ECR schedule. That Husky team could go undefeated.
They could. Let's not forget that, and you mentioned it, El Camino Real. We had them here a few weeks ago with the Huskies, and for a long time, right? That game could have gone either way. The Royals had a touchdown taken away from them at the end of the first half. It was a time of the season where they were having trouble putting points on the board.
Let's hear it for your Elko defense.
Second quarter, Taft will be looking at 3rd down and 9. At the 48-yard line. Some big kids up front for Taft High School. 77, Anthony Marino was all West Valley League a year ago. Offensive tackle. Emmy Venegas is their center, number 75. He's a very talented young player, just a sophomore. He's so good they were able to move Marino from center to tackle and make that offensive line a little bit stronger this year at Taft. Here we go, set for the second quarter. 3rd and 9. Direct snap to Legend Wilson. Different wrinkle, same result. Nothing there. Tremendous defense from Javon Kagwa, number 1.
I see the El Camino Real defense shining again, winning another 3rd down play. But you're in that area of the field right now. If you're Taft, where you're going to have a decision to make, we'll see what they decide to do as you are just inside plus territory. And I'll tell you, hats off to this defense so far. You know, this is one of the quickest guys in the LA City, and El Camino Real really putting up a nice battle. Made some nice tackles and nice plays on number 15 so far. So Taft does decide to kick it away here.
With a smart move, 4th down and long, 7 needed. So you want to try to pin ECR back deep. Kagwa is back deep. On one bounce, he has it. Here comes Javon along the near sideline. Across the 50-yard line. Royals have outstanding field position.
Might as well have gone for it the way that worked out. Just a 27-yard punt, and then you get the tremendous return for Javon Kagwa.
Well, Elko controlling this football game. Looking for their 2nd win in succession and looking to go 1-0 in the West Valley.
Take another look at the Kagwa return. Takes it off of one hop. Again, a short punt, and turns out the Royals end up getting 4 yards out of that, from Taft's decision to not go for it.
Flags are out. Walker taking the handoff. False start against the Royals. This has to be disconcerting to the coaching staffs. Thomas Randolph on the Taft side, and certainly Jason Zabalik of the Royals. We're midway through the season now, and there's still these foolish penalties. Still looking to clean that up.
Quite a few of them pre-snap penalties. That'll also drive a coach nuts.
First and 15, and you're going to do it again with the penalty. It was obvious that Walker was leaning forward.
Start offense, number 5.
Cost him 5 more. Just talked about it. They repeated the violation.
Coach Zabalik on the sideline. We can see him from here. A little frustration. Just the body language, and again, just Coach Thomas on the other side talking to us on the pregame. The discipline has been there the last couple of games, but just like Elko tonight so far, not so.
Another one on the ground. Taft football. That star, Darius Taylor, came out of it with the recovery. Taylor, he's their defensive leader. He's their top defensive performer. And he recovered the football.
Take a look here. Again, these teams through a little bit more than one quarter, not taking care of the football. And we've seen this multiple times now from each side on that exchange between quarterback and running back.
Chicago was the one that lost it this time. And it's surprising, Darren, in that it's a perfect night. There's no wind. There's no cold, inclement weather. No sleet, no snow, no rain. Ideal playing conditions on a beautiful surface. And they're still dropping the football all over the lot. Opportunity for Taft from the 41 of ECR. And it's Legend Wilson looking to run wide. He's bottled up. They have him in a box. And down he goes. And another flag comes out. Holding on the Toreadors.
The defense, though, continues to shine for the Royals. That was right out of the locker room tonight. First series, Taft going 3 and out.
Have an illegal block to the back, number 22 on the offense. It's going to be a decline of the penalty, be second down.
Again, the Royals doing a nice job getting to Wilson, trying to change his field, but Royals just not having any of it. He had 5 black and blue uniforms there.
Going to be black and blue after some hits like that from that ECR defense. Second down and very long. Swinson to the air, no good.
Pass is incomplete. Intended receiver was number 22.
Looking for Cormier, junior wideout, Nicholas Cormier.
By number 3, Kona Malik.
Third down and long.
That'll be third down.
Need about 20 yards right now to get the first down.
Third and 19.
Third and 20. Well, let's see if they bring some extra pressure. Been able to get pressure on Swinson from the defensive front. Let's see if they bring those linebackers. And how will Taft counter offensively? Garner in the slot for Taft, along with Jaden Green, who's a speedster. Legend Wilson on the reverse to Green. This is Jaden Green. That fooled ECR. Not quite enough for the first down, although Green thought he got enough. He picked up about 15. Remember, they needed 20. But a beautiful play, the best play of the night for the Toreadors.
Yeah, and on the reverse, I'm not so sure it was a clean exchange, but you're right, a very positive play on the trick play, and Taft coming very close to picking it up. I believe, yeah, just 2 yards shy. So that's obviously is a manageable situation here, and clearly you're going for it.
Taft's walking to the far side. You can see their offense coming back onto the field to play. They have to reset the down marker. Let's see how many yards they need. It's going to be fourth, and you spotted it correctly, about 2 or 3.
Timeout, Royals.
The Royals are going to take a defensive timeout. That's the first time they were baffled. That trick play, Wilson on the reverse to the speedster Jaden Green. Able, the young man Green, to turn the corner and pick up 17 yards.
Yeah, this is a good timeout by Zabalek. See the exchange here. Yeah, better than I thought, but made a couple of men miss, and then nearly able to get that first down as he works his way to the outside. That was Jaden Green.
This is a big play if you're Taft. You've been outperformed throughout the opening half. You're down 8-0. And here's an opportunity at the 33-yard line of ECR. You jump right back in the hunt and build some confidence on the road. And you mentioned it, these two schools just 5 miles apart off the 101 freeway. That's why we call it the 101 Classic. Great crowd on hand in Woodland Hills. 4th down, 2.5 needed. Swinson out of the gun. Not going to get there. In fact, it wasn't Swinson. They went to the Wildcat quarterback, Dakota Garner, and he is shut down, and the ball goes over on down.
That has been the story of the first half. Mentioned it at the top. Whichever team was going to impose their will in that regard would be successful tonight. And so far, that's been the home team, the El Camino Real Royals. Big stop on 4th down.
Game a lot different than a year ago when it was an absolute shootout when they were going back and forth. Conroy, the Taft quarterback, was throwing touchdowns. Legend Wilson had a big touchdown reception in that game. But El Camino Real was able to bounce back. They got a great performance in the backfield from Conan Malik, who rushed for better than 100 yards. He's still playing. He's on the field tonight for ECR, but he was sensational a year ago at Taft High School. Excellent stop for the host school. They take over on downs. El Camino Real playing with a lot of confidence. Acevedo rolling and looking to throw. He's capable of running. Hit from behind, and a beautiful defensive effort by A.J. Sims. Number 21 racing across the field to make the play. We've seen Sims on offense. There he did it defensively. Nice effort. Loss of 3. It's 2nd and 13.
Couldn't find anybody down the field and scrambled. Usually Acevedo do a nice job getting something positive here, but take another look.
Sims there spying the play, doing a marvelous job. Pitch. Kagwa. Nowhere. Beautiful defensive effort from Oscar Garcia.
Tackle by number 44, Oscar Garcia.
He's the guy that's in the weight room all the time, and he can physically dominate you. He is a tough customer for the Toreadors.
He's already had some nice tackles tonight.
3rd down. Still 11 to go for El Camino Real. Down to 7:30 left in the opening half. Elko up 8-0. Glad you're with us on LA36. Along with Darren Preston, I'm Randy Rosenblum. CR, a much improved football team from early in the season. They had a tough schedule. They're playing excellent opponents. Wasn't easy for them to get victories. Likes of Heritage Christian and North Hollywood. Royals are going to take a timeout, come to the sideline, making it 3rd down and 11.
Second timeout called by Coach Zabalek, and each of these offenses still trying to find a way to not play from behind the sticks. It's like you've mentioned, it's been an interesting first half in that regard, quite different than the game that was played last year at Taft, and quite different as well from the momentum that each of these teams have carried into this one. But mistakes, penalties, turnovers, playing behind the sticks, and defenses have come to play tonight. at least through a quarter and a half.
And I don't think that's surprising. I think the defenses were embarrassed a little bit last year. It was a track meet. Neither one could stop one another, especially down the stretch. They were going back and forth. So they wanted to prove their point. So far in this opening half, it's been a tremendous effort, certainly from ECR defensively, and Taft is responding as well. 3rd down and 11. Taft with a stop here, trying to get off the field and get their offense back out there.
3rd down.
Acevedo to the air, the deep one. Again, Williams had beaten the defense. He was behind Wilson. Ball a little bit too far. That should have been a touchdown.
Yep, just a little bit overthrown that time. Taft loading the box, but quarterback Acevedo doing a nice job on the release, quickly getting out. They got exactly what they wanted, one-on-one situation, and just like you mentioned, just slightly overthrown.
Dead ball. That's on a conduct here. 3 times.
Flags against the Toreadors. Give ECR a 1st down.
Wow.
That one hurts Taft. Again, we go back to that word discipline.
Yeah, and there has not been much of that, unfortunately, tonight.
Walker inserted back in that backfield for El Camino Royale. You're seeing the leadership ability of Acevedo screaming out to his teammates to get a line correctly. And there's confusion on the ECR side. They didn't signal the play to start. We've had a lot of indecision from the officiating crew when to let these guys go. Walker with that quick burst across the 50-yard line, and he has that ability to hit the crease and get downfield. Adam Karchmer dropped him, but a nice gain on 1st down for running back Adrian Walker.
Nice positive gain for Walker, and I'll tell you, that could be a disastrous penalty really for Taft. If the Royals can keep the ball on the ground here, maybe get some short underneath throws, mix that in a little bit and control the clock. Remember, just 6 and change to go before halftime. And if you take 3 or 4 minutes and score here, you're going to look back at that penalty.
2nd down and 4, ECR. Acevedo, this time protected very well. That's great defense on Cortez. Garner had him completely throttled. And it's 3rd and 4.
At the very least, Acevedo having the presence of mind to throw it on the sideline part of the receiver so as to be incomplete.
Ball spotted just inside the 48-yard line of Taft. Acevedo looking at 3rd and 4. As you can see, just above 6 minutes to play. Opening half at ECR Stadium. Acevedo to the air on 3rd and short. Got his man. Cortez. Rafa Cortez. Big yardage for the Royals.
And that's a Royals 1st down.
Fans on their feet at ECR Stadium. El Camino in the red zone.
Nice pickup here. We'll take a look.
1st and 10 from the 16-yard line.
Nice pass. That's all he had to do. Cortez wide open. Able to sprint right down the sideline.
Walker cutting it inside. Not a whole lot there. Excellent defense again by the Toreadors. And greeting Walker was Aaron Sharifi. number 33. He's been active on defense for Taft. No gain there. Second down and 10. Have to like the pair of receivers for El Camino Real and Williams and Cortez.
Yeah, Acevedo's got some choices, no question about it. And they are tough to bring down. They're fast.
Cortez the motion man. Delay to Walker. And again, this play's well read.
So you're gonna have
Breaking
a big
up the play was Wesley Parisi.
Yeah, you're gonna have a big play coming up. Unfortunately, there is an injury timeout right now, but big third down coming up.
This is critical for Taft. They need a stop here. They can ill afford the way they've struggled offensively to get behind too far to El Camino Real. They're huddled around the injured Royal player, and so it's difficult for us to see who it is. He's disguised with the bodies in front of him. We have a pause in the action for the moment. Walking off, and this is a good sign for ECR, is Tatum Sakai, one of the starters in that offensive front, also plays on the defensive line, a senior leader. Sakai with the helmet off, coming to the sideline, but he looks to be okay, and that's good to see. Third down. Elko needs 10 yards. Ball sitting at the 16 of Taft. Josh Mercado has come in that offensive line to replace Sakai. Acevedo to the air, and he had his man again, and he missed Cortez. Running that corner pattern, he was wide open, very available. And it's fourth down. 4:25 left in the half. Well, they call on Connor Bailey. They have that choice. They say he can hit it from 30 and in, but the offense is staying out there for the time being. Good sign. 58 has come right back in the fray. Tatum Sakai is back on. And the offense, that was going to go for it here.
This would be a 33-yard kick, so just on the outside of his potential range. It's, overthrowing another sure touchdown there.
Chase Jackson, you see him there, number 7. He's come in, an additional wide receiver. Elko takes the timeout. See if they have a change of heart, bring on the kicker, but I sense that they're going to go for it.
Yeah, you could certainly try it. Would not be a bad try, but you know, if you're El Camino Real, you have certainly moved the football.
After watching last year's game, it's kind of odd to see these teams in a slugfest defensively. Where,
right.
Again, last year was such a shootout. And big play after big play. Both teams going over the top to score. But here tonight, 1 touchdown to Williams and the 2-point conversion to Cagua, and that's been it. Taft's been shut out to this point. Their defense has tried to keep them in the ballgame, and they really need a big stop here on 4th and 10. Here comes ECR. Here comes the offense. No kicker. So they're going for it. Walker remains in as a running back. They have thrown to him coming out of the backfield as well. He's a threat in that regard. 4th and 10 in a big play in the opening half. In the 101 Classic. And running and coming offside. Another mistake from Aaron Sharifi of Taft. Now it'll be 4th and 5.
Well, now you got a potential 28-yard field goal. I would imagine they'll still go for this, but sometimes it would get a coach maybe rethinking the situation, but
remember they scored their touchdown on 4th and 2.5. Yeah. So they've already had the big 4th down conversion. They're confident. See if they can do it again. Acevedo with the pump fake and the throw. Got his man. Got a touchdown. It's Williams again. 2 touchdowns tonight for the receiver, Jaden Williams, the 6'1", 175-pound senior.
Again, getting the ball to number 16 and letting them go to work.
And they build the lead to 14-0. What a night once again for Jaden Williams. Bailey's on for the PAT, looking to build the lead to 15-0. 2 4th down touchdown passes for Acevedo. Connor Bailey drives it through. It's a 15-0 lead.
Well, as you pointed out, another 4th down touchdown pass to your superstar. We'll take another look. Acevedo connects. He finds out to the right Williams and then makes a man miss. Wesley Parvisi out there in space, and Williams too much to handle here in the first half. Couple of touchdown receptions, couple of touchdown passes from Acevedo, as you pointed out, both on 4th down.
Great catch there too. That ball was thrown high, very difficult grab, and Williams showcasing ball skills there, going up and getting it. Bogaz, he had quite a hit earlier tonight on defense.
Yeah, Acevedo hasn't exactly been precise here in the first half, but he has had some great receivers help him out. They've been able to move the ball on the ground, and they've done just enough. Obviously, his defense has really helped him out.
And number 8, Dakota Garner.
Well, Taft's going to have just about 4 minutes left in the half to see if they can get anything going offensively. They have been shut down. Bailey with that short kick. Again, Caron has it.
7, Eric Caron.
What can Taft do here? They've been completely shut down.
Well, first and foremost, you got to, if you're Taft, you got to make sure El Camino Real does not see the football again the rest of the half. That you could start right there, and that's going to mean some first downs. Even if you don't score, if you're Taft, you don't score, you got to move the football and keep the ball away from El Camino Real the rest of the half. Don't forget, Taft got the ball first to start the game. So, even more so, you got to start. If you're Taft, you got to start taking charge and move the football right now and make sure that ECR is not able to tack on another one before the break.
It's a Taft team that scored 43 against Monroe and beat the Vikings 43-6. 32 in a loss to Arleta. Delay a game will cost them 5. 34 against University and a 34-24 win last week. So for them to get shut down like this, that's a big deal.
Yeah, a team that's been rolling offensively, but it's been a mistake-prone offense in the first half tonight, and they have run into a very inspired Royal defense.
From here, Taft is going to play next week at Granada Hills in the West Valley. They got to get that offense in gear. 1st and 15. There's Caron available. Nice pitch and catch there. Bogaz with the stop. El Camino looking for its second win in a row after the win against Dimely. They were impressive against Dimely. Beat them up pretty good. Won the ball game 33-8. And they've been showing that defensive prowess here again tonight. Of course, next week, the reigning city champions are coming to town, Birmingham. Birmingham playing Chatsworth this evening. Swinson airing it out. Incomplete.
It's a great arm by Swinson, but a tough play to connect on.
Green was the intended target.
Up against the sideline, really good coverage also down the field. And now you got the clock stopping. It is second down, but again, the Toreadors have to make sure that Royals do not see the ball again this half.
They got to get some first downs.
Yes,
that's the most important thing.
And if they do see the ball again with limited time, so this is a very important stage of this game.
Timeout taken. Again, a huge crowd here on homecoming. Noe Duran's going to join us at halftime. Jason Zabalik interviewed him earlier, the defensive coordinator of ECR. And what an appropriate guest to have in intermission, right? I mean, his team is pitching a shutout, and you had a special guest at half as well.
Yeah, the place kicker, one of them for El Camino Real, Ashlyn DeLotte. Really interesting young lady, very nice young lady. Also plays on the flag football team here at ECR. Very great, very good student athlete.
There's Noe Duran. He's going to join Jason at halftime.
Ashlyn's got a nice lineage of family members who played here. Her brother played here at El Camino Real. Also currently works with the Ram organization. Yeah, so we had a nice chat with her earlier.
Yeah, her brother was a backup quarterback here in the pandemic year. There's Noe, and again, he's a feisty character. He's got to be happy right now with what he sees from his defense. He'll be happier if he can get in the locker room with a 15-0 lead or more. Second down and 10. Pressure again on Swinson. Goes underneath to Karan. Karan doing a nice job. Bogaz throws him out of bounds. But that's a nice gain and a first down for Taft, and they know it. And a chance here in the waning 3 minutes to get a score. This would be huge for the Toreadors.
Absolutely. Clock will get rolling here again in a moment, but right now it's this Swinson-Karan connection going down the field. Ball really zipped in there in the middle in space, and then working his way to the outside. And perhaps ECR lucky, really driving him into the ground there. Lucky that that wasn't flagged.
37-yard line is where it's spotted in Elko territory. Taft, plenty of time. Better than 3 minutes. We have the dangerous Jaden Green on the field, number 9. He had that reverse earlier for 17 yards. Swinson firing away downfield. Another target available. Pinpoint accuracy there. Parvizi with the catch. His 7th reception of the year. He's caught 2 touchdowns this year.
Swinson, 3 completions on this drive. Nice rhythm.
A little bit of a sidearm delivery.
Yeah.
Bogaz is making a lot of stops for Elko, number 4. Timeout on the field. First down with 3:02 to play.
It's his first time out, so plenty of time, obviously, for Taft to work with. Like to burn as much of the 3 minutes as possible. El Camino Real, maybe, we'll see how this goes, but depending on how it goes, maybe thinks about using its final timeout to get, have enough time if they get the ball back.
Well, this is a critical possession for Taft. They're down 15-0. They're on the road. It's a rivalry game. They know that Elko gets the ball to begin the 3rd quarter. This has been their best drive of the evening. to the 25-yard line of Elko. Now they need to capitalize. Flip side, Elko looking to hunker down on the defensive side of the football. Best opportunity of the night for Taft. Another one that's slung to the sideline. Legend Wilson with a nice effort. Bogaz with another stop.
Such an unconventional release Swinson has, but it's been working on this drive. He's got 4 completions.
That's good for 7 yards. 2nd down and 3. Still 2.5 left. Plenty of time for the Toreadors. It was thrown right into the ground. Wilson was open, but again, pressure from the inside forced the hand of Nathan Swinson. Lance Wilson, the linebacker, was shooting free and had a direct shot at the quarterback, and he had to unload.
Third down coming up.
Still 3rd and about 4 yards to go. Of course, it's 4 down territory. You would think for Taft. We're not thinking about a field goal right now. They want to get a touchdown. 3rd down play. Isaiah Foreman in that deep secondary. Number 14, the transfer from North Hollywood. Here's the delay to Legend Wilson. Trying to get the 1st down, and it's close. Good effort by Legend in the middle of the line. Carter Rubin with the stop. See where they spot it. No signal yet.
That spot is going to be, I believe, just short.
Yep, I'm going to give it a close eye here, though. They're running the clock. It's 4th down, apparently. You can see the down markers behind. They're a little out of sync on the far side. Timeout called. We believe it's 4th and very short. Minute 44 remains. Looking forward to the halftime show with all the activities here. It'll be on display at intermission on homecoming night.
Yeah, put the clock at 2:05. The clock is off. He said the clock was at 2:05 when
This
you were.
is a heck of a drive by Taft.
Yeah, Swinson's got 4 completions. And clearly a drive they absolutely needed that at the very least took the time off the clock. Remember, they had it for, got the ball, I believe there was under 6 to go. So they have worked the clock, even if they did not score here. Obviously, they want to score here, but hopefully for them, at the very least, they wouldn't leave ECR with much time to march down the field again, but who knows? Very important part of the game, as you mentioned. ECR will get the ball in the 3rd quarter.
4th and inches. Finally respotted on that far sideline. They've had some issues with that tonight. You're thinking Legend Wilson, but they've done a nice job on Legend. We'll see if they go to number 15.
I almost wonder if you don't just, depending on how close that is, just try to lunge forward and try to get the 1st down.
And Swinson's a pretty big kid if you're thinking quarterback sneak. He's 6'3" and 185 pounds. So we'll see what head coach Thomas Randolph drums up.
This can't be much more than a foot.
Big 4th down play. There's the quarterback sneak. He didn't go anywhere. He lost the ball as well. And a flag. We'll see if there's a late hit. We'll sort it out. It would have been a defensive stop, depending on what the penalty brings.
Another problem on the exchange. It's happened several times.
Here we go. We're gonna change of possession here. That's fine. We're gonna get on sportsmanlike conduct from the dead ball. Sportsmanlike conduct here.
The personal foul. Let's take a look at it again. Ball's on the ground. It would have been a defensive stop. Now, I believe the personal foul is after the play, so they're going to retain possession.
Yeah, that's a dead ball penalty. So another monster stop for the Royals.
Well, Taft has struggled offensively. They finally had a beautiful drive, and they just didn't execute on 4th and inches.
Able to take a few minutes off the clock, so El Camino's Real is going to have to work for this. They got 89 seconds to march down the field, which is enough time. You do have one timeout.
Well, the danger zone here for Taft is Jaden Williams has been able to get behind their secondary all evening long. He has 2 touchdowns, but there's been 2 or 3 other occasions where he was available on the deep route. And he's wide to the left. Great receivers for El Camino Real and Cortez and Williams. That wedge formation, and they're just going to take a knee.
Interesting. Yeah, you don't want to see the penalty back them up, right, to where they are inside the 10. So on one hand, you had enough time with one timeout. 89 seconds is enough time to try to do something. But on the other hand, you certainly do not want to make a mistake offensively when you just came up with that big stop at this stage. And again, El Camino Real is going to get the ball to start the 3rd quarter.
So this game kicked off at 7:15. So this half has taken about an hour with these infractions, a little over an hour. You can see they're in no hurry. They're milking the clock. Another kneel down coming. Jason Zabalik content with a 15-0 lead. It'll take into the locker room. And for Taft, a frustrating first half. El Camino's running to the locker room, thrilled with the opening half. 2 touchdown passes on 4th down on both occasions. Arturo Acevedo to Jaden Williams. What a half for El Camino Real, looking to win their West Valley League opener and beat Taft for the 7th consecutive time. Nice performance through the first 24 minutes for ECR.
Yeah, particularly on defense. Very impressive. Right out of the locker room, got that first 3 and out, and they've done what they've had to do offensively. Got a couple of nice finishes their drives, twice on 4th down for touchdowns to their playmaker, number 16 out there, Jaden Williams.
Well, we're going to have a nice show for you at halftime, but we're going to start with a Jason Zabalik interview with really the appropriate guy right now, Noe Duran, the defensive coordinator. So let's meet the coach and the coordinator.
Thanks, Randy. And I'm joined this evening by my good friend and colleague, our assistant head coach and defensive coordinator, Noe Duran. Welcome, Coach.
Thank you for the kind words, Mr. Zabalik.
Now, I want to go back in time with you just a little bit. Let's talk for a moment about El Camino football and what it means to have somebody like yourself who's been here for over 20 years working in the program. Expound on some of that.
Well, back in the day when I came on board, there was a busing program. So I got bused out here, ended up going to Hale, and ended up at El Camino. And ever since you land on this place or anywhere in this 5-mile radius, everything is about this game. And you get enveloped in the tradition and the history. You get the pin,
Yep.
So you just get taught what it means to be El Camino and to bleed blue.
So coming from the days that you and I played for Coach Hayashida in 1997 and won a city championship, with you getting to spend days in the valley away from home, being bussed in like you were talking about, and then coming back as a coach and a mentor for these kids. Talk a little bit about your role on a day-to-day basis in the lives of these children.
Well, my role on campus is I'm a maintenance worker, buildings and grounds, and the kids see that men are not what they say. Men are about what they do and how they do it. And we preach that on the field. Everything that you do on and off the field should be translatable. Coach Hayashida was a great mentor. He turned two strangers into really good friends, almost best friends, just because of distance. We don't do it, but we share a lot of things, moments, tears, blood, sweat. We've shared this field without lights, without grass, just a sprinkler sitting out there in the middle, and just being here and being surrounded by the whole culture and atmosphere is just an honor.
Well, it's such a pleasure to have you around here on a daily basis, and the help is immeasurable with what you do with the restoration of the program and the running of the defense. We've been getting a little bit better defensively. Talk about that in the last few games.
No, we feed off of each other. The offense is clicking. They're finding their way. The defense does what it does. We got that hard hat, black shirt mentality. We having the black shirt mentality, and we just like to go to work. We like to consider ourselves blue collar and hardworking as a team. Now, as a unit, stay ready so you don't gotta get ready. Shout out to Coach Perry. Something that some traditions are good and some traditions are great, and that's one of the things that we've always maintained here. Great tradition.
So tonight we unveil our all-black uniforms for the first time in El Camino's storied history. Really, we've never had a jersey that's personalized with the kids' names, that buy-in for the program. We did it once for the first part in order to give back to the kids so they felt more a part of the program, but it's also paying homage to what Coach was talking about with that black shirt mentality. Yeah. Talk about how the black shirts started.
Well, Coach, to Coach Will back in the day, we did like a military day, and it's kind of like a military issue, but these are personalized, a different color, something we've never worn. The black shirts originated with our previous head coach, Coach Faljean. He's a Nebraska guy. Shout out to Coach Faljean. And he just wanted to bring that kind of mentality over here. It's not to separate yourself, it's to distinguish yourself. And the black shirt allows the kids to distinguish themselves amongst their peers as a defensive guy. Defense is all about attitude. Of course, you got to have talent, you got to tackle, you got to know the scheme, but it's all about attitude. And the black shirt represents what type of person mentality you have.
Well, and it's tradition. They have things like this in even the college ranks or the NFL ranks. University of Washington used to give out the purple helmet, and the player of the week would wear that purple helmet all week long in practice so that everybody knew that he was the player of the week. And you wanted to earn that helmet that next week, so it dangled that carrot in front of the player saying like, hey, you can achieve greatness if you just come out and play. And I think defense gives you that mentality.
Well, you said a key word. We tell the kids, earn it, live it, and then you got to respect it, and that is cyclical. If you can do those three things as a black shirt, you're gonna be all right.
Fantastic. Now let's fast forward to tonight's matchup. We welcome back some of our old colleagues, and I see them walking by right now.
Some of them coming by right now
as we speak. Talk about how important this rivalry has been, and even from playing to coaching almost over 20 years to now today. Give us a moment.
Well, again, you're part of something that means it's not just a game, it's a community coming together in one spot at the same time. Everybody has pride in their school and in what they believe in, and we face some great teams that have had, and we didn't care. We just kind of like wanted to go to work, show out. Lately, the tide's been on our side, and I'm okay with that, and hopefully that continues.
We've been through many coaching changes in the West Valley League, from playing to coaching, the Troy Star years, the Taft dominance, getting to play after them in the Coliseum, getting beat by them barely our senior year, and coming back and getting to coach against it. It's a great tradition, Coach. Thank you for joining me this evening. It's been a pleasure.
We are here with El Camino Real place kicker, Ashlyn DeLotte. Ashlyn, thanks for joining us. And how's your school year going so far?
My school year is going really well, actually. Yeah.
Ashlyn also plays on the flag football team in addition to the varsity team here. And just talk a little bit about how the season's going for each team.
So for flag, it's a new team at Elko, and I've always been wanting to do it. It's since I started here, actually. Season's been going really well. Had our first game this week. And for football, for tackle football, our season's also been going interesting. It's definitely been a lot of fun, that's for sure.
Yeah, the team's starting to click. Got a nice win last time out. And I think in speaking with Coach, took advantage of the bye week. The team seems to be working on other things as well.
Yeah, we got a lot done in our bye week.
Now, let's talk about your kicking. How did you grow up being a place kicker? What were your aspirations growing up, and what brought you to varsity football?
So I've been playing soccer since I was about 4 years old, and I was a goalkeeper, so I did a lot of goal kicks and kicking far a lot. And so I tried kicking a football one time because my brother played here for 4 years, and it just clicked. I really wanted to try it, and it's my senior year, so I thought might as well.
Well, that's a nice segue, because my next question to you was your brother. So you have a nice lineage here at El Camino Real. Your brother played here. And I understand there's a little bit of a Los Angeles Rams affiliation.
Yeah, my brother currently works for the Rams. And, yeah, we had a cousin that used to work for the Rams as well.
Yeah, and he played here.
Yeah.
Okay. This is your last year here. Aspirations going forward in the place kicking world, and maybe perhaps in the non-football world. Let's face it, college football does not have a lot of female kickers. We'd love to see you play college football. Are there any aspirations for that?
I'm not sure if I want to play college football. Obviously, if I had the chance, I would 100% do it. I had so much fun this year so far. But I do know Flag is starting a college team, starting up for CIF and everything. So if I get the chance to do that, I would love to do that as well.
And academically, what are you loving here in your final year?
Towards like a criminology type degree, possibly going into something to do with the government. So.
Okay. And this homecoming game, it is so big, not only for these teams but the city. Such a huge crowd looking to your left. And what does this game mean to you and El Camino Real?
Well, I've always been watching the games from the sidelines. I never even thought I would be on the field during a game. So this is actually like really cool for me. It's a whole nother environment being on the field and being in the stands. And especially since against Taft, it's a big rivalry. So this game means a lot for our team and for the city.
All right, we'll let you go. Thanks so much for joining us.
Thank you so much.
That was place kicker Ashlyn DeLotte joining us.
All right, thank you, Darren. Looked like you had a lot of fun with that interview.
She's such a nice lady. I hope she plays college football. You know, next year she's going to be somewhere. We don't know where, but hope she's able to play. And if certainly not football, more importantly, she's a wonderful person. I think she's gonna hit it big. She's taking up criminology.
All right, now we're taking up highlights, and here's Jaden Williams busting free for an early touchdown.
Well, number 16 in open space, going to make things happen. Again, the passing by Acevedo has not been perfect necessarily, but it doesn't have to be all the time. And this has been a mistake-prone Taft offense and a very opportunistic El Camino defense that has worked and has translated into some points. And they've gotten some big stops, the Royals have. Inside handoff here, and this guy's racking up some yards as well. Adrian Walker on the ground. He's had the benefit of some nice protection on by his tackles, and he's worked the sidelines a little bit. And I believe this was maybe one of the best plays for Taft in the first half. He had a reverse here, which El Camino Real, you can't really blame them. They weren't really ready for it, but they got into a fourth and manageable here, and still not able to muster up any points. So, get the ball back, and again, find Williams.
As the second touchdown. Quite a grab there by Williams.
He's had more than one. Don't forget the other mistake by Taft was that penalty they took off the first touchdown to give up the 4th and goal. Then they get a penalty on the conversion, making way for Elko's 2-pointer.
And again, El Camino Real has won this series the last 7 times they've won the game. Earlier in this century, Taft had won 7 in a row. That's the longest streak. So an opportunity for El Camino Real in the second half if they can hold on to string together the most victories in a row in the 101 Classic. It's a friendly rivalry. I mean, they're only 5 miles apart. We've documented that. But these coaching staffs are very friendly. And when you talk to Coach Randolph, Thomas Randolph at Taft, I asked him, what do you like most about El Camino Real? And the first thing he said was, I love Noe Durant. He gets his players in the right position. It's been like the Noe Durant show tonight. We had him on here at halftime. And in the first half, like Thomas Randolph said, he had the Royals in the right spots. They made all the key stops, and they completely blanketed the Toreadors.
Yeah, well, he was a defensive guy here himself, as you heard on our interview. And, you know, both teams coming into this game with some momentum, and it's just that time of year. You know, I'm a little surprised by some of the mistakes tonight. I think you are too. But maybe it'll be a little cleaner in the second half.
Well, again, you got to think of the excitement for these teams. This is really the big game of the year.
Nerves too.
Yeah, you always want to win a league and city championship. You always have those aspirations, but you want to beat the neighbor. You want to win that rivalry game, and some of that nerves and mistakes we saw in the first half could be attributed to the fact that it's a rivalry game. And you can see they're packed in here like sardines in Woodland Hills, and this is quite a rivalry game. And again, last year it came down to the wire. And I must remind you that El Camino was down by this margin a year ago in the second half, and they rallied. So we'll see if Taft can do that and put it back on ECR.
And they have the playmakers to do it. They just have to stop shooting themselves in the foot, take control of what they can take in control of, and get some blocking, maybe get a ground game established, and get the ball to your playmakers. Defense has done well for the first half. Obviously, a couple of hiccups on those 4th downs, but.
All right, what do you want to see from first Taft? What do they need to do to establish not only an offense, but to get back in the football game?
Well, first of all, you gotta keep the ball moving. Very similar to what we saw by the Toreadors late in the first half that did not translate into any points. They held the ball. They had the ball for about 4 or so minutes. They just could not get any points.
We're going to stop for a moment here. We're going to take in some of the festivities. The fireworks are going on homecoming night. Take a look at some of these fireworks here in El Camino Real. This is really cool, I got to tell you. There it is. What a beautiful picture it is. That's what it's all about on homecoming. A night for these players and the student body to remember. They have the homecoming court. The homecoming queen, I would imagine, that'll get crowned shortly. More fireworks to come. Don't you love fireworks? Well, Taft hopes there's some fireworks offensively in the second half.
Yeah, but I was saying that, you know, you got to find a way just to keep your offense on the field. Both teams have been doing a really nice job getting off the field, but you got to find a way to get points from those drives, like the one we saw at the end of the first half. And then, you know, you've had at least three bad exchanges that I can think of that have just really ruined Taft through 24 minutes.
It's New Year's Eve in Woodland Hills. Sure seems like it, doesn't it?
Yeah, it sure does. And sometimes when you play these games, the records mean nothing, right?
Wow, that was explosive to say the least. Fireworks, the culmination. The fans here appreciate it.
Just the fun of playing in a rivalry game at any level, and just like what we were talking with Ashlyn about, just this one game. Pick one game on that regular season schedule. This is it.
They told us it was going to be in the 70s. It's still in the 80s.
Yep. Yeah, that's. If you know anything about the 818 of late, we have been in triple digits in early October, and for much of this area. And here is nighttime. We're still working up against the mid 80s, but a lovely night. And I think hopefully by now both teams have settled in, got their nerves out of the way, and we're going to see a really good second half.
Well, for Taft, it's got to start with a stop. El Camino's going to get the kickoff. And Jason Zabalik, the first thing he preached in the locker room is, here's an opportunity if we can come down the field and score early to knock them out. You get like a 3-touchdown lead, it's going to be very difficult for Taft. And on the side of the Toreadors, the men in red, they're saying if we can get that defensive stop, get that offensive going, make the adjustments, we can fight back and get right in the ballgame. Of course, Taft has a rich tradition. They won a city title in the highest division a number of years ago under the guidance of Troy Starr. They were a regular to the finals in the city section. They beat Banning in the finals at the Coliseum for their one city title. And another championship game against Crenshaw where they basically had the game won, and they had a kick blocked in the final 20 seconds return for a touchdown, and that cost them the city title. But it's been a storied program that's been down in recent years with 4 head coaches over the last few seasons, and Thomas Randolph is trying to turn that around. Of course, at El Camino Real, Jason Zabalik won a city title a couple years ago, and would like to return to prominence. If you look at the numbers, the computer rankings right now, they have El Camino Real going to Division II as the #1 seed. They feel that confident that they're playing that well that they'd be #1 in D2.
No question. They're a much different football team than when we last saw them here against North Hollywood, and certainly see they're playing with more confidence, putting some points on the board, and certainly shining on defense. They're going to be tested. Get through this one. They're going to be tested down the road. You got a tough game, for example, at Cleveland in 3 weeks.
We'll have that one for you on LA36.
Yeah, so this is league play time, and it's going to be fun.
After an extended halftime, we're ready to go.
Mentioned Birmingham as well on the slate coming up.
Deep kick into the end zone, and a returnable. It's the young man that joined the team just a few weeks ago for ECR, Isaiah Moore, number 29. He's out of Texas, Lone Star High School, transferred in. That's in Frisco, Texas, the home of the Cowboys. And they say he's got some swag. Hasn't been incorporated in the offense yet tonight. He was back to return, but the ball went by him and into the end zone. So ECR starts from their 20-yard line. Let's see what they can get going in a highly anticipated second half.
I'm in awe of this crowd. I don't know if there's room for another body in this facility.
In awe of the weather.
Yep.
Cortez, the motion man. Walker is bottled up. Good job by the Toreadors, that defensive front holding it down. Julius Medina in the middle of that front, breaking up the play. Gain of just a yard and a half. We'll call it 2nd down and 8 for Elko. First 30 seconds of the third quarter. And they were able to get Jaden Williams down the field and have him available. I think they'll take a shot with him pretty soon.
2 4th down plays, the difference in this game so far. Jaden Williams has made it happen.
16, you see him there on the outside. Stay on the ground. Walker, Adrian Walker, ripping off a big gain and a first down out to the 36-yard line.
A lot of red jerseys around him, but somehow Walker's so elusive there, right up the middle.
Dakota Garner finally knocked him off his pins, but 16 yards downfield after the first down.
See him get downfield. Yeah, somehow he gets to the second and third level. And
Walker again, running hard. An excellent gain on first down of 7.
yeah, I believe he starts to go off guard here, and then he cuts back towards the middle for another healthy gain by Walker. And this is an incredible sign if you're El Camino Real.
Well, you know what they talked about, establish the ground game. Their touchdowns were in the air. They know that Walker rushed for better than 100 yards in the victory at Dimely. And they're going to feed him the rock until he's stopped. 2nd and 3. Walker again going wide, first down yardage, and a lot more to the outside before he's finally bumped out of bounds by Darius Carabo. Big gain, another first down, and Elko is on the prowl.
Playing with Michael Betosh, the left guard, helping him out a little bit there, going to the left. Big number 50 for the Royals, senior weighing in at 182.
Yeah, they've had to build the offensive line. It's improved. They've moved guys around. And Betosh, you mentioned it, 182 by today's standards. That's not a heavy guy.
Oh.
But they're getting the job done, and they're improving up front. They're feeding Walker, and well they should. Another good gain. Finally driven to the turf by Darius Taylor.
It's a late flag that came in.
Elko looking for an early knockout punch here in the 3rd quarter. The holding will back him up, though.
Interesting. That was rather late flag that was thrown for a holding call, and not really in that area, but that's first thing that's gone wrong on this drive for the Royals.
It'll be 1st and 13.
After the foul, it'll be 1st and 13. Elko again establishing the ground game here in the 3rd quarter. It was an aerial show in the first half. Walker remains in number 5. He's been the featured running back here in the 3rd quarter. Fly sweep with Williams. Jaden Williams trying to turn the corner. Picked up a few.
Number 9, Jaden Green.
Looking at 2nd down. Jaden Green ran him out of bounds.
Yeah, the fly sweep, number 16, trying to make something out of nothing happen, and he ends up getting 3. So back to the original line of scrimmage.
2nd down and 10. If they direct this one to number 19, Rafa Cortez, the sure-handed wide receiver. They have him set up to throw the football here, the way the ground game's been operating. And Acevedo's going to try to take to the air if he can, but he's being pursued, and he throws it away. And there was a receiver in the area, so it's just an incompletion, no flag.
There is a flag, actually, and but I would agree with you. I thought there was a receiver, and that's what the coaches are arguing here. There was a delayed flag, but I am with you on that. The Royals had 3 men lined up to the right side on the short side of the field, and they were there.
It is intentional grounding. Let me tell you this, though. And it's a great cause. The pink flag goes out. They're using it for cancer awareness. But we can't see those flags. It's not like the yellow, which shines on the pink. It's harder to detect. So there's been a few times tonight we haven't seen the flags come out when they really are out, but they're pink and they're hard to see. That one hurts. That backs them up. And again, El Camino Real, their own worst enemy with these. They've had a hold and now a grounding after a really nice looking drive. Back to their 40-yard line. Got to play for 2nd and 30.
Now 2 penalties now offensively on this drive.
2nd and 30 coming up.
See, Jason wants an explanation. Curtis Winston obliging. Jason's such a nice guy. He said, all right, I get it. I get it.
Yeah, a little confused where the ball is versus the marker is on the other 40. The ball is on this 40. So now they're moving it.
It is 2nd and 30. The ball's at the 40. They have to get all the way to the 30-yard line for the first down.
Okay, so now they got it.
Yeah, they've had a little difficulty with the chain gang on the other side, but they're young students trying to get it done. They're not like the NFL and professional people. Trying to control the beautiful crowd here tonight. Athletic director getting things under control. And the official is looking to the crowd. I wonder if somebody has something that's bothering the players. So we have a stoppage in play. This has had some oddities to it, to say the least.
Yeah, the rhythm of this game has been a little bit odd, but see the upper right-hand side. The referee's trying to talk to security here about something. We don't know what.
Well, Richard Russell, the athletic director here at El Camino Real, is one who was communicating with the officials. Whatever they saw, they've rectified. And there's the press box. I'm not sure they have the answers up there either. But, something stopped play. Usually it's a mirror or something like that, or trying to bother a player. I don't know, but it's all speculation at this point. Whatever it is, it stopped the festivities for a couple minutes, and we're about ready to proceed. Again, it's 3rd down on the down marker and 30. Actually been a good sequence for Taft because these penalties have pushed El Camino Real way back. Acevedo, the deep ball for Williams, is open. He's gone. Touchdown, ECR.
That was a much better throw. Again, finding number 16 for the 3rd time tonight.
What a night for Jaden Williams. This one for his favorite number. He had 2 60-yarders a couple weeks ago in the win at Dimely, and that was exactly 60 yards. Acevedo to Williams.
Just got to put it in his vicinity and give him a chance to make a play, and that he did.
How about 3rd and 30, and they get 60?
60-yard touchdown pass, the 3rd one tonight between Acevedo and Jaden Williams.
Connor Bailey looking to add the PAT. Cortez holding. It's a fake. Cortez throwing it into the end zone. Is it caught?
Yep.
It is. What a catch.
Yeah.
Brought in by Shifa Naeem. So Naeem with the catch. And 23-0. Naeem with a nice moment there.
Wasn't expecting that.
Shafi Naeem. Well, here's the home run.
3rd and forever. Can't let number 16 get behind you on 3rd and 30.
I think we highlighted the right guy in the pregame, in Williams.
Yeah, I mean, you got to keep that guy in front of you in a situation like that. I mean,
it's 5 touchdowns for him in his last 2 games.
3 tonight. Yep.
And that is an absolute backbreaker for Taft. You have him 3rd and 30. El Camino is struggling, stammering, making mistakes with penalties, and then they hit the home run ball. Acevedo over the top on the deep post to Jaden Williams.
Taft 1 play away from probably getting the ball back, and that's 3 times already 1 play away from getting the ball back. And that's been the story of the night. Not being able to get off the field, needing 1 more stop.
Excellent coverage as Parvizi attempted the return. Let's take another look at that 2-point conversion and a great moment for Naeem.
Well, a fake and then just rolling out there. The ball just dumped in, and yeah, real time it looked like it was thrown lower than that, but it was a nice find there in the back of the end zone.
Shafi Naeem, and I don't know how many passes Rafa Cortez has thrown in his career, but he completed that one. 23-0 ECR, a dominating performance. Back to the drawing board offensively for Taft. Dakota Garner with the catch, and he's gobbled up by Javon Kagwa. Just not a lot of operating for these Toreadors. Could pick up about 5 there.
It's going to be an ineligible receiver called on Taft. See if we can find anybody downfield. Right there, yep, that was 76, I believe it was. He was downfield. Maybe not, maybe 75. Maybe the center, number 75. Emiliano Venegas.
First and 15 as they're backed up after the infraction. Been a frustrating game for the Taft team offensively, but from the beginning, right from the opening sequence, the first series of downs, El Camino Rael's been in control. Pressure again. This one's thrown away. Nice catch by Jason Zabalik. The hands on the coach made the grab. He's getting high fives. They love it.
And again, the Royals.
He was a lineman, not a receiver. How about this catch by Jason Zabalik on the sideline?
The Royals just continue to get pressure, right? In on Nathan Swinson.
All smiles tonight. Yep. 2nd and 15. Not smiling on the Taft side. They thought coming in, if they executed, they could win the game. They were a confident group. Being pushed around right now. Back by 23. There's a throw to Garner underneath. Just a check down, and Cog was all over that. Five minutes into the 3rd quarter. Elko in complete control of this West Valley League opener. 3rd down and still 10 needed for Taft. When you think of Taft, I think of Steve Smith. Played at Taft, helped them win a city title. He was on that championship team and went on to play with the New York Giants. Played on a Super Bowl champion that knocked off the Patriots. Brady. Smith made a big grab for the Giants down the stretch in that game. Pressure again on the quarterback. And he's lucky that one wasn't picked off by Kagwa.
And Swinson is not yet up. This Elko defense really came to play tonight. he's up. And he's walking around under his own power. Good to see. At the quarterback for Taft, Nathan Swinson, just under all sorts of duress for most of the night.
I'm anxious when we come back and do the game at Cleveland, because that's a good Cavalier team that's teetered in the top 10. Now they're out of the top 10 in the city, but see if Elko can go to Reseda and pull that upset. Interesting to see where Elko ends up in the playoffs this year too. We told you they're the top seed right now if the season would end today in D2. We're confident they could play and do some damage in D2. They don't want to go in D1. The way they do it, it's computer rankings. The top 8 go into the open, the next 16 into D1. Here's the punt. Kagwa on the return. Breaking a tackle. He's into Taft territory.
I think that might have been partially blocked. That punt, no hang time at all.
I'm sure Zabalik and his staff were confident they could win the game. Both coaching staffs were, but I don't think Jason would have thought that they would be in complete control like this. Now they're dominating the game.
Yeah, I would not have expected a 23-0 game. Halfway through the third quarter, much less.
And let's be honest, Taft's secondary cannot control number 16, Jaden Williams. He's beaten them repeatedly over the top. Acevedo with the 3 touchdowns, all in the air, all to Jaden Williams.
Royals can really grab a hold of this game right now. Well, they already do, but they can make it that much worse.
Fake to Williams this time, and then they hand it off to Walker. And he's shut down by Julius Medina. And Medina's a guy they love up front. And 15 tackles coming in to tonight. Great technique on that defensive line.
You see number 58 there, Tatum Sakai, doing another nice game tonight, both sides of the ball. Can't say enough about what this line has done for Adrian Walker and others.
I like the quickness of Walker too. He hits the hole in a hurry, doesn't he?
Yep.
Second down and 6. Oh, Camino Real in complete control of the ball game. And Walker with a nice gain. Appears to be a little bit shy of the necessary yardage. Oscar Garcia brought him down. Unfortunately, you can see another Toreador is not getting up quickly. And has failed to get up, but I think he's going to get some help, some assistance. And he does. That's 77. Anthony Marino, their all-star lineman. He's going both ways. He's got to be a tired guy. Now he's limping off. It is warm. We just saw that graphic of 83 degrees. Third and short. It's been a very good third quarter for El Camino Real. They had a couple penalties that pushed them back, but they're able to overcome those with the deep ball to Williams. They're confident in getting the ground game established. Kagwa's come in. Genovesi's in, the big back. Surprised they haven't given the ball to number 2. He's a short yardage guy. Also playing on the line. This is Kagwa. He didn't get there. It's going to bring up 4th down. Nice play defensively. Sifting through was Adam Karchmer.
4th and short coming up.
Elko's going to go for it, obviously. Fourth down and 1.
A lot of precious seconds ticking away. It is the third quarter, but
sense of urgency here.
Yeah, Walker's had a great second half. He's small, but he's mighty. He's quick, fancy feet.
4th and 1. Genovese, there he goes. The big back. We talked about him, Nick Genovese. Just barreling forward, First down, El Camino Royale.
Taking everybody with him too, just pushed everybody over seemingly, and that's a combination of great running and not so good tackling.
Well, we expected to see that. He's been a guy that's been on campus, talked about, but he's been established on defense, but he's a powerful downhill runner. You can't arm tackle him. Kagwa with the carry, driven down by Oscar Garcia. What a third quarter. Hayashida, his offense in complete control. Opening game of the West Valley. I think this score is going to surprise a lot of people. Not that El Camino is going to win the game. That's not shocking at all. But if this trend continues, the disparity will surprise people. Kagwa in the middle. And there's some holes in that front.
Yeah, you know, that's exactly what I was just thinking. They're just not, Taft is not closing the gaps. Obviously, El Camino, the MO here, keep the ball on the ground, keep the clock rolling, keep, you know, hold on to the ball as much as possible. You know, it's not surprising what they're trying to do here, but Taft is just on their heels on defense. I don't know if it's fatigue or what. They're just, it seems like they're missing a lot of assignments.
Rapidly moving third quarter. Third down and 3. Genovese again. This time they do a little bit better job.
That is a much better job. Got the good tackle there from down below.
Tackle by number 5, Wesley Parviki.
See what the infraction is.
Looks like we have a penalty against
Big one against the Royals. You're winning big. It's probably not going to matter, but this has got to be so frustrating to the coaching staff.
Yeah.
It's going to take it back outside the 30 of the Toreadors. You know what that does? It brings Williams back in play. There's no one yawning here tonight. Everybody entertained by what El Camino's doing.
Well, he had a 3rd and 30 last time. Made the connection, and it's been a funny game. I mean, you've had 3 plays. You know, you had those 2 4th downs, and then the 1 3rd down. All 3 to Williams.
They need 18 here. It should be no problem, right? They got 60 when they needed 30. Acevedo to the air for Cortez. Touchdown, El Camino Royale. I told you, what's 18?
That is a beautiful 4th touchdown pass for Acevedo. And Cortez, one-on-one coverage, hauls it in for 6 more.
Four touchdown passes for quarterback Arturo Acevedo.
These receivers have just been way too much to handle for Taft. They've gotten behind.
Look who's kicking.
Defenders.
Give a dead ball.
Go ahead, you make the call on the kicker. She's your friend.
Number 19 and 11. Hey, that's 2 penalties though.
That's an unsportsmanlike. Yep, Ashland is on the field right now.
Trying to give the.
But the referees are talking here and could make it a more difficult kick. We'll see. But good to see Ashland. So that's after the. Okay.
Who is celebration?
Number 19.
It's going to make it a further kick. Ashland comfortable from around 30.
See if she can make it. So there's some intrigue here because she's been doing mostly the pooch kicking. Ashland Delott trying to give the team a 30-0 lead. Cortez, who caught the touchdown, will hold for her. Good snap. Place down. Kick is up. Kick is good.
Yes. Crowd loves that one. Great to see Ashlyn Delat.
What'd she say? She's having a lot of fun this year, right?
Yes, she is. And
how delightful was she at halftime?
Very delightful young lady, and going to be a successful person, college years and beyond. Here's the touchdown pass. Right in the basket for Cortez. Very admirable night. You know, he hasn't been perfect in his throws, Acevedo, but very respectful night. And those 4 touchdown passes. And again, the biggest thing for him is he's given his receivers a chance, and they have made plays in the biggest of moments. All 4 times, Randy, arguably Taft was just 1 play away from getting off the field. And Acevedo has made something happen each of those 4 times.
The route is on. 30-0. What's it, journalism, at the end of the story, when it's over, they write a 30. In some respects, this one's over. But we still have a 4th quarter to play in the final seconds of the 3rd. And what a night. Homecoming night at El Camino Real. Connor Bailey to kick off. He's been pooching it all evening long. Continues to do so. And it's been effective. He's kicked it to Karan every time. Let's go back. Normally you don't look at a PAT on a replay, but hey, it's Delat's moment.
Oh, it's great to see her on the field. Member of both the varsity and flag football teams here. Grew up a soccer player, fell in love with this sport.
By the way, that was good easily. And, you know, obviously she's adored by her teammates. They love it. So Taft will start from their 47. There's Ashlyn. She's having a good time. She told you she's having great fun this year. Not sure if she wants to play college football, but she's going to think about it.
She's got a very strong leg. She could play, if she wanted to, she could play somewhere. Just does she want to? That's what she's not sure of, and she's got a criminology future.
Dakota Garner on the reverse, double reverse. Green throwing it back to the quarterback, and that worked. That baffled. Taft's going to get a touchdown from Dakota Garner, and Garner goes all the way. Trickeration works, and the Toreadors will not be shut out in the 101 Classic.
Yeah, that's the 2nd time tonight that the Royals have been fooled by a trick play. This one they were very lost on, and it cost them 6.
Dakota Garner. Great moment for him. You know, that's not an easy play to execute. The Toreadors did it beautifully. Now they look to go for 2. Trying to somehow get back into the football game. Swinson out of the gun. Final half minute of the 3rd quarter. Swinson pressured. Throws it too tall. Again, Garner was the target.
Pass was broken up by number 1, Javon Pablo. With 33 seconds remaining in the 3rd quarter.
You know, we had fireworks at halftime. We're having fireworks in the 2nd half.
It's been a very festive 3rd quarter. 15-6 in the quarter. Let's take another look. Dakota Garner, the reverse, Swinson, and then back to Garner.
Green did a nice job on that 2nd reverse, tossing it back to his quarterback. And a nice run down the field for Garner.
Now the attention to detail on this play was tremendous for Taft. And you're right, very hard to execute plays like this on any level, much less right now. But they've used that trick, well, not that particular, but there have been 2 trick plays tonight. The first one turned out to be not costly. It could have been at the end of that 1st half, but now Taft is going to have to turn its attention to its defense. Yep, some trickery there.
Did it go the 10 yards? Because Taft has it. It was touched by El Camino Real. I think it's Taft football. It should be and is.
Right.
That's the right call.
Yeah, it is. And you talk about a perfect onside kick. Ball landed right at the 50. 10 yards. And again, perfectly executed. Take another look at this. He gets the hops, right? Straight off the ground. The movement of the football going in every which way, causing all that chaos, and it goes exactly 10 yards.
Officials are huddling. If you're Taft, you never want to see that because you've recovered the ball. It's a 30-6 game, and a little bit of life here for Taft.
Yeah, a little bit, and I'm not sure what the conversation is because that ball dropped right on the 50. That's where it was picked up. Didn't see it in real time or on replay. Touched before the 50, so should be Toreador ball. And you're right. You know, you score, let's say by early fourth quarter, you have a shot to pull to within 2 possessions if you can get 8 points. But indeed, 1st and 10, Taft.
On my whistle, don't hike that ball yet. You got to wait till I get back in my spot. First down.
Well, it's Toreador football. Long discussion. Not exactly what they were chatting about, but these officials have huddled a lot tonight. It was obvious that it was Taft football too. Starting from the 50. Going to get a right back on the onside kick. Pass caught. Karan, who's handled the ball a lot tonight, mostly on those kickoffs, going low to the ground to pick up about 6 yards. Be apparently another penalty. Is that what Karan wants an explanation? And again, it's hard for us to pick up these flags because they're pink.
I got a face mask there at the end of the play, so now you're moving it inside the 40.
Well, again, we saw a tremendous comeback a year ago by Elko. Taft trying to make a miraculous turnaround in this one. Still 25 seconds left in the 3rd quarter. And they're down to the ECR 39-yard line. They need to score quickly, though, if they want to get back in the game. Karan can't get to that one. Protection was starting to break down, and Swinson had to unload. The 101 Classic. And El Camino looking for its 8th consecutive win over the Toreadors. Game over 2 hours in duration. We're in the 3rd quarter, tail end of it. These penalties have slowed down the game a little bit. We've had big plays and a lot of penalties, but the big plays have been thrilling. 2nd down and 10. Garner's the motion man. And they give it to Dakota. And he's caught from behind, and down he goes. Wrestled to the turf brilliantly by Lance Wilson.
Another late flag, and
that's the end of the 3rd quarter.
It's the end of the 3rd quarter, and it's not the end of the penalties. Curtis Winston has had a very, very busy evening. I like Curtis, but we've seen too much of him.
yes.
After 3, it's 30-6.
Coach Jason not happy. Another penalty on his defense.
You know, in some ways, because of the penalties, they're mirror images of one another with the fouls.
Yeah.
So As a coach, you know what the issues are. You got to clean that up. 12 minutes still to play. Well, Camino Real looking to go 1-0 in the league and improve to 2-4 overall. We saw them do this a few years ago when they won the city title. They started slow and really came on like gangbusters. That's really a tribute to the coaching staff, Jason Zabalik and his crew. Hayashida, the offensive coordinator, Duran, the defensive coordinator, pulling the group together. And that's not easy to do when you get down in the dumps. You're losing football games early in the season to turn it around. Well, they've been able to do that during their tenure.
Right. And there's good news is also a big chunk of the season left.
Well, they're going to get the ultimate test next week. And I know Birmingham going into tonight, we haven't gotten a score on the Chatsworth game, as they seek their 43rd straight win over city competition, which would be an all-time record. Birmingham's coming to town. They're 0-4. That will be an acid test, obviously. So it's second down and very long. After another foul against the Royals. Yeah, they've had trouble setting the sticks on that far sideline. It's one of the reasons for these delays.
Yes.
And there's students doing it, so we understand. Second down play once we commence here and begin the fourth quarter. We're ready to go. Taft looking to score on back-to-back possessions. Deep ball down the field, not quite there. A.J. Sims, the intended target, number 21.
By number 29, Anthony Parham. That'll bring up a third down.
There's our weather. It's still in the 70s. Not bad for nearly 9:30 at night. Third down and long, about 10 to go.
Yeah, 2 plays to get 10 yards. Obvious 4-down territory if you're Taft.
Now that's a flag I saw in the backfield, tossed high into the air. Legal substitution. Talk about shooting yourself in the foot.
Right, just the countless pre-snap penalties at just the worst of times.
Third and 15. Down marker on the far side. That's incorrect. Those students are struggling a little bit with those sideline sticks. Pressure on the quarterback. That's an illegal pass.
Yeah, that's...
You can't do that. He threw it to his lineman.
Right. That didn't look right.
Good idea, but unfortunately it doesn't count. Jeremiah Manu, big guy up front, brought it in. Starting offensive lineman loved it, but that's a no-go.
Yep, and you also had a second lineman down there as well, Anthony Marino. You got 2 linemen downfield, and one made a catch that will not stand.
No, it's not. You have an illegal
Taft's going in the
touching
wrong direction.
here.
Right.
It's going to be a loss down, third down.
Take a look here. Yeah, scramble mode for Swinson. Yep, 77 and 55 were downfield. So
Mason Lewis was applying tremendous pressure on Nathan Swinson. Now the officials are conferring on what down it is. Not sure it's third down. It could be fourth, but it says third for the time being. A lot of confusing things here tonight.
No kidding.
Swinson needs a big play, and he's going for it. Incomplete and nearly intercepted.
He throws in double coverage here.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, please pull out your 50-50.
They decided to go for the whole thing, but fourth down now. Could have gone for something a little bit more fourth and manageable, but now you have to pretty much. You got 24 yards to go here, so.
Well, El Camino's been able to do it. You see the arm strength of Swinson. See a near pick by Cagua. Would have been a great grab.
3-9-1-6-1-1-0. If you have the winning ticket.
Timeout Taft. They want to think about it. Obviously, they want to make sure they get this play call correct. Fourth and very long.
Congratulations to the winner.
30-6. El Camino jumped to a 30-0 lead. Taft had a double reverse and a touchdown pass. Swinson to Garner to get a touchdown, then recovered an onside kick, and now they're looking at fourth and a long way, about 24 yards. El Camino was able to build a 30-0 lead on the strength of their quarterback Arturo Acevedo, throwing 4 touchdown passes, 3 of them to Jaden Williams and another to Rafa Cortez.
4 times Taft may have been just a play from getting off the field, couldn't do it, and that's really hurt.
El Camino's done a great job tonight of limiting Legend Wilson. He has not hurt him at all. They've bottled him up. They do split him out wide to the right here on 4th and 24. Well, this is the last gasp in many respects for the Toreadors. Deep one, lofting it into the end zone, and it's caught. Green with the touchdown. What a great throw from Swinson to Green.
It is amazing the touchdown passes we have seen tonight on both sides.
Jaden Green getting behind the secondary. And it's 30-12. Well, that'll make it mildly interesting here in the fourth quarter.
Now, if you can convert a 2 here, Taft would be back within 2 possessions, and you got 10.5 to go. They've already recovered 1 onside kick. This is a huge 2-pointer.
Here's the throw, no good.
Thrown too hard and into coverage, so that's a big miss.
Again, intended for Green, the touchdown maker. Well, Taft is providing us with some entertainment in recent moments. It's been a very choppy game, but with some great big plays.
Yeah, explosive plays. 3rd and long, 4th and long. Clearly, you can see we have a lot of star power on the field tonight. Quarterbacks and receivers.
Well, you're down 30. You're getting 6 at a time. You only need to do that 5 times. You got 2 of them done, right?
Yeah, with time, little by little, wearing thin. You do have 10.5 to go, but still a 3-possession game. And clearly, you got to try that onside-er again.
Parking lot's going to be difficult to get out of here tonight, don't you think?
Yeah.
Just figure we won't get home till midnight. For Jason Zabalik, a walk in the park has got some anxious moments now. Let's see if Taft can provide us with another onside kick that works. They'll kick it deep this time. Parham goes back to get it. Anthony Parham. See what Parham can do. Nice cut there. Anthony Parham is on his way down the sideline. Terrific return. Anthony Parham. There's another one of those explosive plays.
And an interesting decision to kick it deep. And yes, you do have 10 and change left, but down 3 scores. May have been worth trying the onsider. And of course, as it turned out, hindsight is 20/20.
I can quote you on that, right?
Yeah.
We haven't seen the El Camino Real offense in a while after 2 quick scores for Taft and the onside kick. Of course, there's a flag. You all knew that.
Penalty's going to take that back.
Holding offense 10 yards from the spot of the foul. It'll be first down.
Direction on the return for the Royals is number 29, Isaiah Moore. The ball will be placed at the 40-yard line. First and 10 for the Royals.
So they'll start from right around the 40. And you can see trying to get the teams into play tonight has been a chore. See if they go back to the ground game at number 5, Walker. Yep, it is Walker. Quick hitter, not a whole lot there. Bottled up by the terrific defender, Darius Taylor. Again, he's the leader. 24 on defense for Taft.
If you're El Camino Real, yes, you're keeping the ball on the ground, but you're also working the play clock. You don't want to snap the ball too early in the play clock.
Yeah, you're right. You know, we're in the stands tonight. We have a little area cordoned off, but on the El Camino Real side, there's just no empty seat. It's just surreal to be in the crowd with this group on a homecoming night in Woodland Hills. Acevedo, nothing there. That play was read nicely by A.J. Sims. Third down at about 9.
Taft burning its second timeout.
Well, it's not a bad idea. You got to stop the clock at some point. You want to get the football back, try to score, and then try another onside kick and control your own destiny by having the football. That'll bring both teams to the sideline. You got to appreciate Taft, after falling behind 30-0, not packing it in.
No quit. There is no quit. That's great to see. Never know what can happen in these games. It's been we've seen our share of mistakes on both sides of the ball tonight. Each team has hurt Taft a lot more than it's hurt ECR, no doubt.
Of course, Taft needs a defensive stop to stay in the hunt. What we're going to try to do here, make one more play. We've said that all evening long, just one more play, but Taft's not been able to do that. Haven't been able to get Elko off the field.
Yeah, we've had, 6 touchdowns total in this game, and all but one. Just, third and long, fourth and long, desperate type situations. And ECR has won that battle.
Third down and 9. Lincoln Elbert, number 11, split as a wideout to the near side. Right up in the slot next to Jaden Williams. Let's see where this ball's directed. One would think that Arturo Acevedo would go up top, and we have another conversation. Crazy, huh?
Beyond.
I think we've entered the twilight zone. There we go. Better late than never. Well, here's our 3rd down and 9 play. Low snap. Acevedo does a nice job of fielding it. Has Cortez. It's a nice open field tackle. Looked like Rafa was going to have enough for the 1st down. But Parisi did a nice job of getting him to the ground.
Yeah, so they decide to put the ball in the air, although it is a nice, safe play. Short pass. And he got some yards after the catch as well to make it 4th and short. But
got to punt the football.
You absolutely have to punt the football here. You flip the field. You try to get a nice, if you can get the ball at least inside their own 20.
Well, the punter's out there, David Molina, for 9. So they're going to kick it away. Taft electing to hold on to that last timeout. Another stoppage. And the Royals take the timeout.
Yeah.
In the world of elbow sports, varsity volleyball team beat Valencia 2-1 and Pericles 2-0 in the Valencia.
Well, this 4th down is going to take some time, and this 4th quarter is slowed down considerably.
Yeah.
What a night for Jaden Williams, huh, with the 3 touchdowns.
Yeah, and they've all been clutch. He's made adjustments at times on Acevedo's balls. Of course, Acevedo has had a couple of nice passes to him, but a couple of touchdown passes which he had to kind of reach back or bring down. He brought down that high one. The one that he threw out to the right side in the 1st half. So terrific adjustments out there, and there's no question Acevedo has done what he has had to do.
Now, they have the offense out there. Let's see if they try to dry him offside and then punt. Perhaps they go for it. You would think they would just try to draw him offside. El Camino came offside. Now the punting unit will come back in. That's why the Royals took the timeout. Strategically, it was the right move. They just didn't execute.
Yeah, the Royal coaching staff, some of them, they are livid. Game plan there blew up on them. However, they will punt the ball, and I think an opportunity again to push Taft back and again make them go a good chunk of the field. It's still a 3-possession game.
4th down, Molina with a very short kick in front of Legend Wilson, and what did he do? He went in there. I don't know that it touched him. If it did, it could be El Camino's football. We'll sort this one out. Legend should have just backed away from it.
Yep. Started to take an Elko bounce, and Elko saying it did touch Wilson. And that would be kind of the cherry on top of the hot fudge sundae. What kind of night it's been for Taft, but it looks like they will get a break.
That does sound good, a hot fudge sundae about now. It's nice and warm out here.
They get a break, Taft does, but the mountain is steep right now with 8 minutes to go.
Well, it's 30-0. Back to within 30-12. And let's take another look and see if Wilson indeed touches this ball. I don't know why he's in there. He should just back away.
He may have recovered his own ball.
Yeah, he did.
Yep.
He did.
Yep. Okay.
But there was no reason for him to be in that group there. He looked like a rugby scrum. Oh, you would think Taft's about to air it out, try to get back into the hunt. Swinson is pressured and down he goes, and the ball comes out. Another mad scramble.
What a job tonight by the front four of El Camino Real.
Recovered by the Toreadors. Another look at that. He had no chance. Lewis was breaking in on a Mason Lewis. After the recovery, it's 2nd down and 11. We're looking at the clock. 7.5 minutes to play. Of course, El Camino knows they're going to throw, and they're pinning their ears back and coming after Swinson. They move the pocket. Another flag into traffic. Deflected away and incomplete. Kona Malley had a shot to intercept the ball. This is a hold on Taft.
Well, we're not tracking penalties and yards for penalties up here, but it is
ridiculous.
It has been ugly, and there's just no excuse for it when you get the league play. This shouldn't, frankly, even be happening on opening night of the season.
I sense that you're frustrated.
Yeah, it's well, you know, it's unfortunate. People are working hard out there. There's no doubt there, but playing hard, working hard, but you gotta understand the game, you know.
Second down and a long way. Garner again in motion. Pretty good looking football player, by the way, Dakota Garner. He's going to throw it. He takes the handoff, and Garner throwing long. Another trick play for Green, and Malik knocked it away. Broken up beautifully by Kona. I will say this, Taft has a nice bag of tricks. They've had 3 or 4 interesting wrinkles and great execution on these trick plays.
They're nice when they work. Problem is, you're not going to do much of them typically, and by the time it worked for them tonight, ball game is perhaps out of reach. And we got more laundry on the field.
Of course, I don't even say it anymore. It's taken for granted. I mean, at some point, you should let them play. Well, it's a first-year head coach, and Thomas Randolph, although he's been on the staff for a number of years, and these guys are trying to get on the same page, and this has to be disappointing to him, especially after he preached discipline to us.
Yes.
He said that was his number 1 priority. Felt he had ironed out some of the things that they had happened to them last week when they won at University. They call a timeout and wave the flag off, I think. Some uncertainty in the officiating crew tonight as well. Now the 6:51 to play in a 30-12 game for El Camino Real.
So it'll be interesting to follow both these teams, you know, going forward. As you mentioned, we'll have that game in 3 weeks at a very good Cleveland team, but you got others to deal with. Birmingham, Chatsworth. If you're each of these teams, and league is still very competitive, but what we're interested to see, okay, you had a lot of the mistakes, the ugliness of all the penalties tonight. So now you ask the question, okay, where do we go from here, and what happens next week?
Well, again, next week they have Birmingham.
Yes.
They'll be the big underdog. But then they have Granada Hills, and Granada Hills has been a dominant team in recent years, but they're not as good this year.
Yeah, so regardless of how the scoreboard turns out, you gotta play the game better, right? You gotta clean things up, and the scoreboard will work itself out. You just have to have a heart-to-heart, right, on Monday in practice, and then just watch film, learn, and be better.
Well, you love the big plays. You love the fact that you've scored at least 30. You don't like the fouls. A quick gadget play and another flag. And you're going to get these penalties at this point because they're trying unusual plays that are impossible to execute. And this one's going against El Camino Real.
15 yards up this way.
So again, we'll have Birmingham, Granada Hills, Cleveland, and Chatsworth to round out the regular season. The Royals. Personal foul against the Royals.
How many plays in a row now is that with a flag on the field?
I'm not counting.
Yeah, we stopped counting a couple of hours ago, and
well, Taft has another opportunity. They were bottled up. Try it again. They'll load up with receivers to the right side. Clock is running with 6:35 to play. Over the middle to Karan. First down, Taft High School just trying to stay alive.
that's a play that's worked for Taft tonight. Opportunity to build on that going forward. Unfortunately, Karan is down. See what happens here. Nice pass. And he gets sent backwards. Nice hit there from Takia Campbell, outside linebacker. But we hope in a situation like this, just a matter of maybe getting the wind knocked out of him. But we'll see. Sitting up now.
Yeah, Karan's okay.
Yeah.
He did take a big blow from Campbell. Able to walk off, although he is favoring that left foot. Some assistance needed. He made a nice catch. Taft has had all its players out there. It's just been really strange. They just haven't been able to get the game going. It is first down out to the 44. Karan with a nice grab. He took the mighty hit, but he held on to the football to get his team a first down. Swinson looking to engineer a dramatic rally. Wilson's out there, Garner's out there, so they got some weapons still. Better protection. Throw is wide of the target. That's one that Swinson would like to have come back. He wanted Green. Jaden Green, who made that big catch for the touchdown earlier in the quarter. And it's 2nd and 10. Will probably be the last game of the night that concludes. It's a long one, and it started at 7:15 because of the homecoming. We will be done by midnight, though, I promise. But I don't mind because it's just absolutely delightful out. There's no wind at all. It's just like perfection weather-wise.
Yeah, between the interviews, the fireworks, the homecoming.
The big plays.
The big plays on 3rd and 4th and long.
Another one down the field. No good.
That certainly should have been picked. Number 4 for El Camino, Shane Bogas, had his back towards the quarterback. He's got to become the receiver, actually, on that play.
Intended receiver on the play was number 8, Dakota Garner.
Another flag, of course. This is as many penalties as I've seen in a game. I got to find out afterward because we're not keeping track how many were thrown tonight. To say the flow has been disrupted would be a colossal understatement. His personal foul against Taft.
Penalties against the Toreadors.
Yeah, I would imagine some of this is because they're rivals and words are flowing freely.
Yeah, I'd imagine a lot of nerves tonight. You're right. Rivalry games can bring out some things that aren't normally brought out on the field, and
it's funny when the low point hit for El Camino Real and they lost 14-0 to North Hollywood. I had an opportunity to talk to Scott Fair, who's the head coach at North Hollywood High School, and he said, "Hey, Randy, don't worry. El Camino's going to win some football games. They got some talent." He saw it, even though his team won. He saw the opponent in El Camino with some players. And we're starting to see that talent grow up. But they, as you alluded to, need to clean up all the penalties, as does Taft, who's hit with the big one here. You need a calculator to pick out what the yardage is on these third downs. See, they're back at the 29. They got to get to the El Camino 45. So they need 26 yards.
these are the types of plays that have gone for scores tonight.
Pressure on the quarterback. Down he goes. I think they're going to rule that one a sack. No chance for Nathan Swinson. Wilson got in there, number 13, Lance Wilson. Keep the clock running at 4:50 left. In a very unusual night. It's not quite Halloween yet, is it? It feels like it, right? 4th down. And a lot. See, they're back at the 17. Are they going to go for it? I guess they will. No reason not to. This is their last gasp. If they turn it over here, Elko will be at point blank range. Now they've changed it to 3rd down. They've really struggled with the down markers. Swenson directing traffic. That's a nice aerial. As good a throw as he's had all night. Pinpoints this one to number 5, Wesley Parvisi.
I like the pass, again, sideline side of the receiver. That way, you know, worst case scenario, it's incomplete. You don't give the defender a chance for a pick. And he was open in space there, too. So
it was a nice game, but they still need about 19 or 20 yards. So now you will go for it because they picked up a chunk. They need another chunk play. And another stoppage?
Yeah, it's... Okay, so timeout on the field, right? So the question is why?
One of the officials came off and he wasn't feeling well. He's being looked at by one of the trainers. That's,
okay.
That's why we had the delay.
All right.
Okay. Under 4 minutes to play, 4th, and we'll call it 19. Swinson needs to go down the field and does beautifully. Again, it's Parvisi. And he got the 1st down. Suddenly, this quarterback is throwing the ball brilliantly. We heard he had a strong arm, and he's lighting it up right now. How many fourth down big conversions have we had tonight?
All night, both sides. It's unfortunately for Taft, they just didn't generate enough of it in the first half.
And they're running out of time. That one's batted down. Tipped again by Lance Wilson, who's had a strong fourth quarter for Elko. It looks like despite this fourth quarter uprising by Taft, Elko's going to get the W. But the Toreadors, to their credit, are battling. Wilson deflection. Second and 10. Darren, it was fun spending the night with. I didn't think we'd spend this much time, though. It's been a long game.
Quite possibly going to get to 3 hours.
Another pass to the sideline, and there's all defenders there. Back the other way comes Kona Malik. Taking it all the way back to the 35 of Taft, and there are no flags. Nice moment for Kona Malik. And again, he ran for over 100 yards on offense in the 101 Classic last season. Let's look at the interception for Kona.
Easy pickings for Kona. Again, throwing in double coverage and severely underthrown. Kona's going to pick that one off every time, and have a nice return at that.
Elko's got enough points. They got the game wrapped up. We're down to 2:50 left. Reason to go up top anymore. Just keep it on the ground. That's what they'll do with Walker right up the middle. And Adrian Walker's on his way down to the 20-yard line with a first down tote.
Oh, what a game he had. No question, this is a different football team than the last time we saw them. In the right direction. Like what the offensive line did tonight. Had great production at running back. Acevedo did his thing, gave his receivers a chance. And all about Williams, number 16, with help from Cortez. Kicking game was fine.
Walker tries the middle again. He's bottled up, but they're working the clock. They have the game won. This will be the 8th consecutive victory for Elko in this series. And that has to feel really good, especially for these veterans like Imran Wardak. Been around for a while, even though he's a junior. Second down play, but again, like you noted earlier, they're in no hurry. Just want to milk the clock. So it's going to be the second win in a row for Elko to improve to 2-4. Taft will fall to 2-4. And it is again the opener in West Valley League action. Acevedo to the air, surprisingly. He's got his target. It's Williams, his 4th touchdown of the game. 5 touchdown throws for quarterback Arturo Acevedo.
And that might have been his best throw of the night. I mean, beautifully done, right in the back corner.
Are you surprised they threw it? I am, but for Williams, a wonderful moment.
Well, you certainly didn't have to throw it there, and of course it gives Ashland another opportunity for a PAT.
She can go 2 for 2 on the night, young lady. The first one went through easily. Only suspense you're rooting for, because she's the first girl ever to play on the varsity El Camino. No problem again. 37-12. We're going to have to talk to Zabalik about getting her back on the field more next time.
Well, I mean, it's such an important part of the game. I mean, it would be nice, you know, in situations where if you've got like a 4th and 10 from the opponent's 15 or so yard line, as we take a look at this great throw. What a throw, what a catch. towards the back of the end zone. 5 touchdown passes, but right, kick and field goal is such an important part of the game, and I'd love to see them utilize her if needed going forward. There's going to be times you're going to want to put points on the board where you could use 3 points. So it's important, and I think she's got a strong enough leg to be out there.
Still $1:12 to play. That's all that separates the Royals from another victory. For Taft, it's going to be a disappointing bus ride home, but fortunately for them, it's going to be very fast. They're only a couple of miles down the road, as we noted earlier, 5 miles to be exact. I like that pooch kick.
I'm not a fan of that. I got to tell you. Tonight it's worked. I don't know how much it's going to work going forward. Because you give the other team a minimum of the 40-yard line. That's assuming there's no run back. And we got more pink flags on the field.
You're getting pretty good at picking those out.
Just be relaxed.
Going against
Relax.
Camino. Fans starting to leave ECR Stadium. Very content on the press box side, the El Camino side, with a W.
Putting up 37 against Taft 2 years in a row. Last year, of course, 5 miles down Ventura Boulevard, doing it in the final 15 seconds to get that road win. Tonight, a lot more comfortable.
Yeah, they were never really threatened. You do have to give, again, the credit to Taft for once getting buried behind a 30-0 Avalanche.
15 yards.
At least battling and getting a couple scores.
But yeah, if I'm each of these teams, even ECR, right? Monday, you're getting in the film room and you're just taking a look at these penalties, and you want to be clean, and it's not going to go your way going forward if that's going to be the case.
There's another one that sets up Taft in good field position. That one for Legend Wilson, well overthrown.
Number 15, Legend Wilson.
We are seeing the arm strength of Nathan Swinson. Legend, who was dinged up a little bit a couple of weeks ago, came in 100% tonight, though. They wanted to get him involved, and they just have not been able to free him at any point. We'll line up with trips to the right. Taft trying to at least get one more in the final 65 seconds. Make it look a little bit prettier in the box score. There's a nice little run, a quick darting run by Jacob Southall. Southall, reserve running back. Clock is running. No one's in any hurry. We're in the final minute, 45 seconds. You can see it's winding down. There it is. It's been a tough night for that scoreboard. It's been working a long time. Electricity must be good here. What could be the final play. Another deep ball down the sideline.
Oh, nice.
Tipped away at the last moment.
That's a nice play. Roderick Sapong. Roderick, another two-way player, cornerback here, and does a nice job getting his hand and a nice tip in front of that receiver.
Taft is looking at fourth down. You see we have 21.6 seconds left. There are no 25-point plays, unfortunately, for the Toreadors. And they fumbled it away, and they never have an opportunity to run a clean fourth down. And it goes over on downs. El Camino Royale. They're going to run the clock out. They're not even going to bring the offense out. So it's over. So they're lining up to congratulate one another. Your final score is to 12 in a game that lasted 2 hours and 49 minutes. There's Zabalik, the winner in the 101 Classic, drenched but happy. Even caught a ball on the sideline tonight.
So a little bit of everything tonight. Both sides of the ball. You got the W if you're El Camino Real. Still lots to clean up, and it's only getting tougher from here on out.
Got Birmingham up next for the Royals. The Toreadors will get Granada Hills on the road. Birmingham is coming here. Some highlights and some big plays sprinkled around all those penalties.
Yeah, here's Williams, one of 4 touchdown passes to him. And again, on all of them, right? Or there were out of the 5 touchdown passes thrown, 4 of them were either 3rd or 4th and long. Taft was literally a play away on all those occasions from getting off the field. They just couldn't do it tonight. Otherwise, you'd have a real ball game. That's a great throw right down center field. Williams taking it to the house here. Here's another Acevedo throw. This one's the Cortez on a very tight window that beats Green. And then here's some trickery from Taft that works. They had a couple of these tonight, and also later on recovered an onside kick. Touchdown pass to Garner. One of their 2 touchdowns tonight. They failed on the 2-point conversion both times. Here's Swinson. Swinson goes down the left side of the field. That one's to Green for their 2nd touchdown. And to cap the night, Acevedo right in to Williams for his 4th touchdown reception. Big time player. And Coach Zabalik and the Royals celebrating an 8th straight win over their 101 rivals.
That's going to wrap it up, a 37-12 victory. And as my partner alluded to, this is the 2nd year in a row that 37 in the series put up by the Royals. Won 37-32 last year. So this year a little bit easier, 37-12. What an outburst by ECR. They built an early 30-0 lead. Acevedo with 5 touchdown passes, 4 of them to the brilliant Jaden Williams, and a drenched, happy coach is Jason Zabala. For Darren Preston, I'm Randy Rosenbaum, and our entire LA36 crew. The Woodland Hills game is over. Woodland Hills is controlled by Taft. They win the 101 Classic, 37-12. Good night from ECR Stadium.